Crusaders spew their hate. Lies unfold before our ears. Podcast rage to calm our fears. Reclaim gaming and DragonCast. Fire breathing wine, screaming loud. Lavistro's here to shake the crowd. Psychotic dragon ready to ignite. Hold on tight, we're taking flight. DragonCast. Worlds clash in endless collision. Gaming news with a fierce precision. With a spark so wild it breaks the norm. In the tempest eye, a your analysts face the score. Truth burns with a psychotic roar. Corrupt suits sneer what they despise. DragonCast will open your eyes. Integrity found in DragonCast. Fire breathing metal, screaming loud. Lavistro's here to shake the crowd. Psychotic dragon ready to ignite. Hold on tight, we're taking flight. DragonCast. DragonCast. Of justice cut through the dark. Lavistro's roar ignites the spark. A dragon's heart fiercely defends the gaming world. Our passion ascends. This is DragonCast. DragonCast.
Hello, and we're live, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mic check. Can we get a mic check in here, please? Can anybody hear me? Well, welcome to DragonCast. I know you're seeing a big picture in the screen with a castle and some trees and stuff straight up from Unreal Engine 5, one of my previous projects. But that's not the surprise. The surprise is coming. Hi, everybody. Hello. You're looking at the VTuber model for Lavistro Plays and DragonCast, which is going to be the future face of the stream. No more of this animated cartoon dragon on the side just breathing and looking at the screen. Now you can see me. I'm going to work on the emotions and all that stuff, but at least you get to see me actually talking. So yeah. Not exactly like one of the best VTuber models, but the VTuber, the model, the artist who did it actually does good work. And she worked within my budget because I am a single parent and I still got to feed the dragonling and all that stuff. However, I do want to give her a shout out. So before we introduce the panelists, they are aware. So real quick, I'm going to share the screen so you can know. And I will retweet her, but this is the artist right here, Kay the Arter. So if you're looking at making your own VTuber model, I highly recommend her. She made this one here for somebody. And here she's announced mine. All kinds of cool stuff. She will work with you, and I think she did a good job. So yeah, that being said, I'm going to start introducing the panelists one by one. And before I do that, let's say hello to everyone in the chat. We have Freedom Fighter 76, one of our regulars, saying hello, and hey, Lavistro, I have arrived. We have Valkyria Winter saying hey all. We have one of our mods and fellow Dragon Frostbank 7 saying follow me on Twitch, Kick. And by the way, I do want to point out that because I'm using StreamYards, not Streamlabs, we are only broadcasting on YouTube. That may change in the future, but right now I don't have the budget to pay $800. I'm exaggerating, but you get you. I don't have the budget to do all this crazy stuff. We also have Vet Gamer Jesus, another subscriber and a panelist as well. And yeah, sorry, I do not have tits. If I did, I'd shake it. But maybe later on in the future, when I play female protagonist games, I will have my gender bent version, Lavistro, on stream instead. She'll have the jiggle physics and all that stuff. That being said, let's get to the panel, shall we? First, I would like to introduce one of my you know him, you love him. We've played games together. He's a older brother in arms. Sorry, hold on, my cat's causing problems. Older brother and represents the best of the best of the best of the best of his generation. Vet Gamer Jesus, or as I call him, Bo. Hey, Bo.
Now, I've decided to just show my background because it's a better view.
Yeah. Why don't you tell anyone who does not watch your streams who they are looking at?
This is Sarah the Sumerian from Conan Exile. She's one of my favorites that I play and stream. Right now I'm doing Monster Hunter Wilds, but Sarah the Sumerian. I play a lot of female protagonists.
Awesome.
And they're usually redhead with big hammers.
Yes, they are. And he does real good streams. He also has a Fallout 4 series stream as well, inspired from the Fallout movie. Fallout TV series. And I think you were starting season 2 recently.
Yeah, I do. Like I say, I've tried to emulate a television show as best I can, and season 2 episodes I just started dropping a couple of weeks ago. But it's based off Fallout 4. I thought it'd be cool to do, give if somebody needed a Fallout fix, whether you play Fallout or not. After the show aired on Amazon, so I started turning Fallout 4 into the best I could into a TV show. It's still a video game, so there's still going to be some quirkiness to it, but I think it come out pretty good. And it's also the second season. I am filming all in high def. It's all available in 4K if your computer can watch it, or you can watch it on TV, all in 4K.
Yes. And hail noise. Next, we have one of the first panelists that came onto my show to help me out when I was sick for a week and got better and had to stream. Dash Attack. Hey, Dash, how you doing?
Hey, Lavistro, how are you doing? And Vet, it's good to meet you.
Yep, Dash is also a gaming streamer. He also covers news as well. So if you have it, and he's also got more followers than me. So
That doesn't matter. That does
no, it
not
doesn't.
matter.
But you're very famous amongst us. You're like the bigger panelist.
Oh, thank you.
But yes, what you got going on? I know you were streaming Unicorn Overlord recently.
Yeah. Still am. Might even do it tonight later. Depends if I watch Hypno's channel or not tonight. After we're done. But yeah, Unicorn Overlord, fantastic game. I love strategy RPGs like Fire Emblem, so this game was particularly made for me.
Yeah, when I was watching it, I think I even said this screams Fire Emblem. It was pretty awesome to watch.
Yeah, it's really kick-ass game, big world, tons of characters. I think there's about 60 plus characters in the entire game, which is more than any Fire Emblem game.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And we're going to go ahead and speed this along and get Furious Stan in the picture.
Hey, what's going on? I'm back after 2 streams. Yes, your blooper content creator is here, and kind of making jokes on the Wookiees lately. But today I've been streaming video games like Split Second this morning, which I did an hour 38 minutes, and I also did Arcade Stage 5 on Initial D just recently before I came over here. Yeah, I've been testing out video games and having fun with them. So I do cover a little bit small news sources and look for information about gaming, and been looking for topics on top of that and share that with everybody so they could be able to have any types of interest of games to up to what they like to purchase in the future or not. You know what I'm saying? Depends on them. You know. So by the way, nice to meet you guys. Likewise, once again. I mean, first time.
Yeah, I do apologize we couldn't stream last week. Like I said, totally flaked. You know, I'm gonna blame my traumatic brain injury on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to see you, Fury Stan. I've been watching your streams.
Oh,
And
so do I.
everyone
So do I.
else who's in the chat right now, if you haven't already, mods, please link their channels so they can get some subscribers. Because I do know while we do share the Bigot Verse circle, I do have some unique circles as well from the game design sphere that watch and lurk, as well as the the former Geeks and Gamers tabletop. That being said, we have another guest. That's the main topic of today. He is known for his own content. He's also a panelist, I believe, at Words of Paradise, Leon's stream, if I remember correctly. He is a father as well and a gamer. Would you please help me in welcoming Mugen Lord? Hello, Mugen Lord.
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
Going
Hey.
great. Thank you for coming again. Like I said, I mean it's your tweet that you posted earlier this week was an excellent, probably a better way of introducing today's topic that I've been wanting to get at for a while, and
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone here on the panels is in agreement with you. So, for those who don't know who Mugen Lord is, why don't you, since you're the guest here, tell us a little more about yourself, what you do, how'd you get into gaming, you know, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. So my name is Mugen Lord. I started the YouTube channel back in 2006. So I've been around on YouTube for a very long time. I had a comedy channel first until I actually got into Mugen when I got into college around like 2006, and started a Mugen channel, and pretty much Mugen had taken off. Now, if you don't know what Mugen is a fighting game engine that allows you to create your own fighting games, and you can create your own dream matches like Mario versus Homer Simpson and all kinds of things that you can do. So I pretty much had built the name off of Mugen itself, and got pretty popular over time earlier on in my YouTube career. And then, fast forward, I ended up becoming a father, and things didn't work out between me and my daughter's mom. So I ended up taking custody of my daughter. And so my daughter lives with me. Graduated from Mansfield University, so got a college degree in business and everything. But after I returned from college, I kind of strayed away from Mugen and decided to go strictly into like gaming, like news and stuff like that on my channel. So I kind of pivot from it and everything because my interest for Mugen started to wane just a bit. And plus, most of my Mugen audience pretty much just disappeared because I took a hiatus from YouTube for a minute. So I had to really like restructure my channel. So I went to gaming news and everything, and that worked pretty well. And the time that I graduated from college, when I went back to school, Gamergate just started. Like, it was like I graduated in 2014. That's when Gamergate was like a thing, like just started or whatever. And I just started noticing a lot of cultural shifts that are happening within the industry itself, and even on social media and everything. But I didn't really comment much on it at all on my YouTube channel. It's just still strictly just gaming news and coverage, reviews, and everything. But my live streams on YouTube, I would talk about culture war stuff. I mean, early on, like 2016 and stuff like that. It was called Late Night with Mugen Lord and stuff. So that's when we get into the deep political and social political culture war stuff with my viewers and everything. And then when we got around the pandemic time and whatever like that, I got shadow banned because I was giving my opinions about the vaccines and the 2020 election and stuff like that. But it wasn't. It's fast forward to 2023. I decided to make a video about the culture war when it came to Western developers and how they depict female characters versus Eastern developers, how they depict female characters. And that was only supposed to be a one-time thing, a one-time video. I was very passionate about it. So I always talked about it on my Discord. People been having the discussion on how to be making female characters ugly here in the West. So I thought, instead of me just relegating it to my streams, let me just make a video about it. And my God, I did not expect that to blow up. It just blew up overnight. And it got to the point where how I end up jumping from 12,000 subscribers to like 24,000 subscribers. A lot of that had to do with Melanie Mack, because she saw the video and she gave me a shout out. And then she started sharing around, amongst her people and everything. And then it just kept going from there. And then Asmund Gold got a hold of it. Then Asmund Gold started sharing it. Then Razor Fist. And then it just kept going. It just kept going. And then before you know it, I'm just going up in subscribers and everything. And that's when I start saying, like, okay, well, people want to hear more about this. So I'll incorporate it into my YouTube content, into my gaming stuff. So I said to myself, all right, just once a week, I'll do one culture war video a week and everything. So I did that. And before you know it, like every time I dropped the video, it just kept getting hits. It was getting hits. The algorithm was just blessing me. Before you know it, I'm getting like all these deals from companies that's saying, hey, we'd like you to review our product. And I'm getting all these beta codes and stuff like that because of all the views that's coming in. So I was like, okay, maybe instead of doing one culture war video, I'll add in two. And before you know it, it just kept going. And now we get to this point where now it's starting to become like, it became taxing. It stopped becoming fun. Then now no one is like, especially on the anti-woke side, there's no nuance to the discussion. It became black and white. It became more of a team sport, their team versus our team. And, you got a lot of hypocrites within the space that contradict themselves and everything like that. And now people within the space that complains about what the other side does ends up doing the same thing. So when people in our camp does it, people look the other way like it's no big deal, no big issue and stuff. So I started having a lot of issues with a lot of that stuff that was going on. And I started saying to myself, like, this is not fun. Because now, like, when there's no news in the culture, like when it comes to the culture war stuff, now you got to start scrounging, digging for news. And I started finding myself trying to dig for news. And I said, you know what? No, hell with this, Muga Lord. Just cover some gaming stuff, like stop stressing out over this. And I started noticing that. So I said, if I'm finding myself trying to scrounge for culture war news, I can only imagine what the bigger channels are doing, you know what I'm saying? And creating rage clicks and all these other type of things, because when things get dry in the space, it gets dry, really, really dry when there's nothing to talk about. So you start manufacturing stuff. And I ain't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I got integrity when it comes to all that stuff.
Yeah,
So,
I totally agree. And I totally like sometimes like, even like, hey, like, I didn't know, like, I start thinking like, what is there that people want to hear about? What do people want? And that's kind of like what you do, because like, even if you want to make videos about other things, like they don't bring in as many views as the culture war stuff. That's just like, it's just how the algorithm works. It's where people's interest is.
Yes. The trouble with the culture war is eventually you have to let it go. And when you let it go, that's the problem, especially with us content creators, because we become now dependent on the culture war and the topics it generates. For example, we've not to throw shade at any content creator, but just a common example, Alyssa Mercante or John De La Rose. Even I catch myself talking about John De La Rose because he actually attacked my channel to give you background, Mugen Lord. I mean, most everyone here knows, but I didn't know who Razor Fist. The only one I knew of the Goonergate thing was Melanie Mack, because I've been a fan of her for years. Like I've known her since her GameStop days. I've been a big fan of her. Not like a Simp fan, but I just like,
I understand.
like the rare female gamer. I'm like, awesome, cool.
Exactly.
And,
Yeah.
And so I, someone told me, it's like, you don't know, like people were telling me like I should know who JDA is. Like he's this awesome guy that, was a champion for this and that. And you're talking to a dragon who, when he doesn't know something, he will deep dive into something. When I deep dive, I'm not talking about like go look at a couple articles. I know how to use Google.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to use Google. I go and I find, like, when I'm not gaming, I like to research history, and I will go find. I found digitized copies of Galileo's own letters or Christopher Columbus' own letters because I want to know about the individual, right? And so I found some things about JDA that made me realize he is not a Christian, he is not a gamer, and throughout each niche he's been in, he'll come in, he'll ride on the coattails, he'll start attacking people towards the end, and when he's losing, he starts calling them pedos. And it's all because when you're trying to figure out why he's doing this, it's because he used to run for politics and failed.
Oh wow!
But
Whoa.
yeah, he was running for Congress in California back in
Really?
2009. Yes, I actually have a video on it back before I started using it in video broadcast. So I do hope my audio quality is a lot better.
Yeah, this is new lore for
Yeah,
me.
definitely.
I have a video on it. I'll share that with y'all if in a private chat if y'all want. It's a long video though.
That's
okay.
something. That's something for Mugo Lord to cover.
but anyways, it's hard for us to let go of that, right? Especially like I stopped following. I don't hate geeks and gamers. It's just it started becoming not for me.
Well, I unsubbed from Geeks
Same
and
here.
Gamers just because of at some point their content just became like angrier
Sour.
and more competitive.
Well, like I'm
competitive.
tired of hearing, like, I used to love Star Wars, and I'm tired of hearing, well, this is what Star Wars acolyte did. Now I was like, okay, got it. Look, you already said it's going to be shit. You already said it's going to be horrible. Why are we keep talking about it? There's so many other things to talk about, right? And that's what started my streams. It's hard to. I understand for the bigger channels, it's hard to, once you had that following, you're going to have people of that political alignment, even if they don't play games, even if they're not big nerds or culture interests, you're going to go into that sphere because when Gamergate happened, that's the same thing that happened. We had all these people coming to rally support for us because they thought that we were finally on their side. Now we're starting to become more niche again. We're going to start becoming the outcasts again. We're going to start becoming the blame for everything. And if you don't believe me, well, I know some people are going to unsub me for this, but I'm not against him. I actually think he did a good job when he ran. When the Walmart shooting in El Paso happened, the first thing that were blamed, and even Donald Trump did this, was gamers and violent video games. All right. At that point in time, I was a freelancer and I supported him, and I still do. I don't hate him, but I wrote to him, and he actually wrote back. So it was kind of impressive that he wrote back on me on that one. But we're going to start going back to normalcy again, and that normalcy is going to bring a lot of distaste for the nerds and gamers like it used to do.
Yeah, dude. Like when it comes to the culture war, dude, it's like I said in one of my tweets, I said it's like a train that just keeps on going, and once you get on that train, you cannot get off, because if you get off, you're going to get injured. And what I mean by that is, as I said before, when the views started coming in, the algorithm is congratulating me every time I click on my creator studio. I get all these balloon pops and stuff like that saying congratulations, I just hit another benchmark with views. It'll say continue. It'll literally tell you continue doing what you're doing or whatever like that. And I noticed that once you start doing it, now you start becoming a slave to the algorithm. Now you have to try to outdo or stay on the same level of content that you did previously, and that's what it does. Like when you do when you upload a video and that succeeds, your next video, that with the algorithm, which your YouTube Creator Studio does, it compares your performance from your last video to the new video that you upload, and it tells you that your new video has to be in this same range as your previous video or outperform it and stuff in order for you to really stay in that algorithm. So what ends up happening is myself was actually trying to be like fight the algorithm itself. So I was like, no, hell with that. I want to do this video. So I do like a retrospective on one of my favorite games. And when I do it, it bombs. Like no one watches it. It get like 100 views or whatever like that, compared to like the 7,000 to 15,000 views when I'm talking trash about a studio being woke and stuff like that. So it started frustrating me because the stuff that I really want to talk about, no one gives a shit about it. No one watches it and any of that stuff. But then when I do another culture war video, everybody just runs to it, watches it, gets all these views, it goes viral and everything. So then your creativity constantly get messed up because now you say, hey, I want to do a creative video, do something different, or do something that's fun, but I'm gonna get penalized for it. The algorithm's gonna punish me for it. So all right, I guess I'll just stay over here and do this. So you gotta imagine what happens is when you have these like culture war leaders within the community that when they start this, well, like they get bigger and bigger, they see the money coming in and everything. And then now when things either start to slow down or if they want to try and pivot and try something different, they actually see that hit. They got hit for trying to do something different. So you say, you know what? I got to stay on this train. And then when you start attracting people that has the same political beliefs as you do and stuff, now you're a slave to your audience, because if you say anything outside of the realm of your audience and what they believe in, just a tad bit, or you trying to give some type of nuance for people to look at in a situation, they'll turn their backs on you. Or, now they start attacking you because you didn't tell them.
That's what happened to Hypnotic when he was playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
I got enemies from that.
A lot of people Lavistro too. A lot of people started attacking him because it was all woke and crap like that. What I saw of it,
I remember the whole Gooner thing.
I'm gonna switch over, and I don't know if it'll boot y'all up. I'm gonna switch over to the topic so we can show Mugen Lord's tweet while we're discussing things.
Yeah, can I say I have 2 points. One on like what Mugen Lord was saying. One of my content strategies has been to okay, I'll do culture war stuff, and even if it doesn't get a lot of views, I'll try and cover fun stuff that I'm excited about. I used to do more essay content. I don't do that as much anymore because it takes too long and you don't get the views. Hey, Ironcaster. But yeah, and the other point that you were making, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought, but it had something to do with as far as the algorithm, Hypnotic. I haven't had too many of those losses because I guess I don't know why I haven't had to make too many pivots. Fortunately, I guess.
Yeah. Like for instance, it was a situation to where it was.
Well, hold on, Mugen Lord.
Go ahead.
Mugen Lord, can you hold that thought? I don't know if this is gonna boot us out, but I'm gonna switch to the topic panel so we can start showing screens.
Yeah, sorry, I rambled.
It does it automatically. Awesome.
Yeah, Lavistro, I'm sorry I went on a little ramble for.
No, that's okay. I just didn't want to cut y'all off and have to put y'all back in. Like I said, this is the first time I'm using Streamlabs or StreamYards.
Yeah, so I use StreamYard too. I'm new to StreamYard as well, but yeah, when you put up different panels and stuff, it organizes it for you and stuff, so it keeps everything intact and stuff. So you're good.
I may have to switch. I use Streamlabs.
I use Streamlabs for gaming, but StreamYards is perfect for these pockets. When we tried Streamlabs with Dash Attack, it kept kicking them off. So I was like, okay, so we're gonna have to use StreamYards, and right now it's only going to be on YouTube, but later on, hopefully, we can do it with other platforms. But for everyone that's wanting to know, this is the tweet Mugen Lord sent out earlier this month, about 5 days ago. He said he's been detoxing for the culture content of his channel. I am back to shooting views on my channel to pre-culture war content. I can't crack 1K views in one day with 24 subscriber count. I've also been slowly losing stuff, but hey, it's worth it. And while you pretty much expanded on that in the conversations, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, especially some YouTubers, are probably going to wonder this too. For a person with about roughly 24K, 25K subscribers and all that stuff, why is this worth it?
When I say it's worth it, is because I don't like I said before, doing the culture war stuff, it's pretty much like stressful, and it's worth just leaving that stress and just doing the things that I love. And plus, it start to weed out the people who only came for the culture war stuff, and the people that's going to stick around are the people that actually wants to just see whatever content that you put out because they enjoy you as a content creator and stuff. So it's definitely worth it in the end, or whatever like that. So whatever, like I'm going, like I said, I'm losing subscribers slowly. It's not a whole lot that I'm losing, but I'm losing them slowly. I'm watching the ticker go down just a bit or whatever. But those are the people that only came just to hear me talk about woke this, woke that, or shit on another game, or shit on the game studio and stuff like that. But I'd rather those people exit out than people, and the people that stick around, they just want to hear what I have to say, no matter what it is, even if it's my favorite games. And that's the people that I want, because you want a healthy channel, you want an active channel and everything. And with 24K, you know what I'm saying? With 24K, you got at least have your view count got to be at least half of that to show that you have a healthy, active channel and everything. And that's the problem when you have things like when you base your channel on either drama, culture war, leaks and rumors and stuff like that. You got your channel become that hub just for sensational news and stuff. And when you don't have any sensational news, or you want to dip away from sensational news, that's when you start feeling that hit. And luckily, I'm not getting hit hard. It's because there's a lot of people that's there because they love my content in general. So that's a good thing. But it's just a bummer, and it's just frustrating that people don't care about the other content that you have. Like, people cry and complain about wokeness and all these other type of stuff. But when you start providing solutions like in alternatives, like indie games, you know what I'm saying, or or go out and do your own thing, people don't want to care about those videos.
Oh,
people
yeah,
people don't want to see those things. Yeah.
Like, I heavily pushed Visions of Mana and tried to push it because it looked like the most Japanese game Square Enix was putting out, and it didn't get too much coverage until the studio got shut down.
Oh wow, yep. This is how it is, man. So that's why I was like, it's worth it. I rather just bleed these subscribers out, detox and everything, and then start from there and stuff, and go back to doing what I normally do, and that's just cover gaming stuff.
I got something to say this here. You're gonna gain subscribers from us after you detox the other ones.
If I wasn't already subscribed.
Yeah, I thought I was subscribed. I was watching Mugen Lord videos for a while, and I followed him on Twitter, but that's or X. I was like, but when you were saying, I was like, well, let me make sure I'm subscribed to you, because when someone that I care, I enjoy their content, and I usually just lurk. I think the first time I talked was yesterday on your channel, to see what was going on with your stuff, and I was like, oh wow, I'm not subscribed. I've been watching his content for a while now.
I had Mugen on Talk No Jutsu a while back, and we had such really great conversations. I clipped two of them into separate videos.
I made a few comments on Twitter on some of his stuff and a couple of his videos. So, my channel, I started off way back when I first started. It was when Starfield, right before Starfield was coming out. That's when I first started, and I was going to try and make it like a news deal, like Mr. Maddie or something like that. And but I really wasn't getting that many. I think it was because there's already so many news people out there. So that's where I was like, well, I'll just play games and then talk about the game or other games, or talk about anything in general while I'm playing the game. And that seemed to go pretty good for a while, but I've noticed here the last few weeks I've been having a tough time getting out there. My videos been having a tough time getting out there to be viewed, especially the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've been having a pretty rough period myself as far as views are concerned. It must be like that across the board.
Well, mine's actually starting to get noticed. But let me put it this way: I realized that, and let's be honest, we're all friends here and we're all support each other, but we're also competing for with each other on our viewers' time, right?
Yeah.
So, one reason that I don't want to cover the culture war is, other than I'm made political, it's been done, it's been beaten, we beat the dead horse, and no one's talking about good stuff. Is what can I offer differently to everyone else? Sure, I'm a freaking talking dragon. I'm obsessed with dragons IRL. We already know this if you know me. And I role play a dragon on screen. But other than that, what else do I offer? Obviously, for the most of the year I've been streaming, poor audio quality. That's not going to help me grow at all. But
yeah, audio quality is very big as far as maintaining viewership.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But I've been growing. And the reason why I've been growing is I went from 0 subscribers last year to almost 200. And I think I'm at 279 now.
Yep.
And my main thing that I sell is, well, I do cover occasionally the Activision, the culture war. I look for different things. For example, there's a rumor of a Batman Beyond Arkham game coming out. It's a rumor. No one talks about it. I talked about it. Activision AI ad scams that are going off. I did cover Ubisoft, and that got me 29 views, right? But when I talked about like Square Enix's censorship and the rise of the Tifa mods, right? That got me over 100 views.
Well, that would do. Tifa's a very popular topic.
But no one talked about that. Me clearing, I did talk about Smash JT, and that got me 140 with the McDizzle thing. But I was a reactionary video to McDizzle, where I used McDizzle's own video and cleared Smash JT's name.
Yeah, reaction videos can be risky, especially if the content creator wants to be a dick and flag you for it, which
That's
is what
why
happened
I
to
sped it
me
up.
with Afterlife Games when I commented on his Final Fantasy 16 is racist video.
I've gotten my point is I've gotten a couple of videos that have 100. So when my average is about somewhere between 20 to 50 views, which this year that's pretty good, right?
It's a good start. Build it. You build
but no one has ever talked about how video games are helping veterans with PTSD until I covered it. Or
that's an interesting topic that deserves more views.
I've also talked about a controller for disabled people, because I have a brain injury in my handshake, so I can't do mouse and keyboard no more. I use an Xbox controller, but there's people out there who don't have that. No one talks about. I'll talk about, for example, I stream Phasmophobia, so I'll talk about the updates. My main bread and butter has always been streaming. Has always been streaming games, and I went from a couple of views to 300 views one night, 400 views. And then there are times where, like on Wednesdays, where I'll get like 4 or 5 because you got Moxie Dame, you got Smash JT, and they shoot at the same time I do after Hypnotic.
Yeah.
But I just stream a game I want, and the way I do it is I let my members in my Discord, when we're wrapping up a game, when we like getting close to 100%ing the game or whatever, choose the next game, and we'll stream that game. So right now we're streaming Dead Rising, not the remake, the original.
Yeah.
And my audience chose that. My audience chose Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 for January because Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is coming out, and we streamed that for January and February. And when I started Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, people were I had 4 people that come to my stream in the beginning and dislike it. And those dislikes never grow. Before that, I've never received a single dislike to any of my videos.
Yeah, that game has a weird effect on people.
Well, it's because
the only reason why I won't play it is because it's all first person. The last first person games I really got into was Halo and Half-Life, maybe a little bit of Cyberpunk.
Play the new RoboCop. It's a good first person.
But I haven't played first person in years. Other than those, I used to be real heavy into the PvP for Half-Life and Halo and stuff. And then as I got older, I got slower. And but I changed my name on my channel to what it is now. And my idea behind that was touching on what he said about veterans PTSD. I mean, of course, everybody's welcome, but I kind of started doing that along those same lines because some people I ran into on YouTube. and some people can't actually physically play the games,
Mhm.
but they were gamers and they were ex-military and stuff like that. So I was like, well, uh, I'll try. You know, everybody's welcome, of course, but I kind of cater to veterans. You know, they can come into my chat, talk about whatever they want, tell whatever stories they want, or what have you. And I'm trying to open up like Furious Dan does, uh, if people want to come on when I'm streaming the chat.
Yeah, I saw you were on the Discord. I would have joined, but I had a D&D session
Yeah.
earlier, so I couldn't be at both.
Like I'm trying to say, I built my channel to have fun, and I also like to invite people to the Discord chat so we can just hang out and bug out and make crack jokes and talk about upcoming video games and see what I'm playing. Like I normally play video games and I test them out and find the problem. Even Lavistro, when he saw me playing the Killing Antidote, what happened to that girl? She got stuck between the freaking the trailer, the and then and that was the problem. That was one of the bugs. And then I discovered another bug when I enter into the that place in the back inside of the building. When I open out the door to go try to make the girl take the shower. But before that, I got stuck in the fucking drum. So that was another bug I found in that game. So it's like I said, we play video games to test out and find the problem and sources of the game. You know,
Yeah.
that's what we do. We test them out. We play them for hours. Don't get it twisted. It doesn't take an hour. You gotta play the game for a couple of hours to find out what's wrong with it. But the
And
game
that
looks good.
and that's the thing. It's like a lot of these culture war channels, and I'm not throwing shade at. I know people are going to say, "Oh, you're saying this just to cover your ass." No, I'm really not trying to force you. I'm trying to be fully transparent with my opinions. Like for example, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 got got a lot of issues because of what some moderators said in the Warhorse account, and it wasn't Daniel Vavra, right? Now, will I agree that Daniel Vavra is not handling uh, issues very well? I'll totally agree that he's not being very professional. I'll totally agree to that. But this all started because Endymion promoted Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 when it was facing backlash as a Christian game, simply because it said, God be with you, Jesus Christ be praised, all that stuff. And I had to tell people, just because someone says Jesus Christ be praised, or I love Jesus Christ, or this or that, doesn't necessarily mean they're a Christian or the game is Christian. For example, in the Middle Ages, it was called Christendom. Not everyone was a Christian, but it was the dominant religion. So therefore, it's a medieval fantasy game. You're going to see a lot of Christian behavior. If he played the game, he would have been offended by the fact that one of the greatest sins in there, adultery, Henry can literally have an affair with a married woman in the game. So no one had an issue about
Sorry
that.
about that.
And then when JDA tried to say the whole woke thing and gay and woke, all this other stuff, it created more controversy. In fact, Endymion ended up being had a video where he says, "Well, this is an Embracer guide. It turned into being a troll account." And the point I'm pointing out is a lot of the culture war people, in my personal opinion, don't play games, or they used to play games and now they don't anymore. They want to create the narrative. Like, I don't think GDA plays a single game. I really do not.
No, him definitely not.
No,
And
no.
Endymion does play games. In fact, he plays
He
games
does,
a
but
lot.
he did admit he not played Kingdom Come Deliverance 1.
He clearly didn't, because, and he also that's also very apparent because he didn't. A lot of the combat quirks he was complaining about were in the first game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, it's a very niche, extremely
Yeah, I
niche
dropped the
audience.
game. I dropped the game because I wasn't a fan of the realistic combat.
It took me a while to get used to. I still hate the lock picking, but I do like the realism of like you're not going to be a sword master.
Yeah,
Starting
I
out as the
prefer
son of a
just
blacksmith.
Oblivion, Skyrim blowing.
Oh yeah, no, I
shit
agree.
up.
Would I play this game again? Maybe. I'm still got the DLCs to play, but is it going to be my main go-to game? No. But there are people out there. It's meant for a niche audience, just like with video games being niche audience.
Yeah.
But Yugen Lord,
Yo,
when you posted this, now I do have some QRTs that people have posted in your response to your tweet, but I only have a couple.
Mm-hmm.
in your personal opinion, based on the comments you received, because it's your account, your comments you received, the QRTs that are going out, did you feel like you were attacked for saying you're going to step away from that, or did you feel like you got support from your viewers and fellow content creators?
Well, I have more support. I had some people, I wouldn't say attack, but
Probably lack of
Just to-
better words.
yeah. I would say like disagree or justifying the culture war, being in the whole anti-woke side. But I have more people that agree with me because, like I said, it's what I cultivated. It's the type of audience that I cultivated. And I said before that your audience, when you're a streamer and YouTuber, most of the time your audience is a reflection of who you are most of the time. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, when I say I was detoxing, I'm tired of culture war, most of my audiences said the same thing, especially when I had my Mugen TV podcast Wednesday, episode 5. Everybody in my audience in the chat saying, yo, man, like, it's good that you're moving on or starting to, pivot from it because we're getting tired of it too. So I have a lot of people that's in the same boat that I am in. But yes, there's only quite a couple of people, that I wouldn't say attack me, but kind of disagree with what I'm saying as far as me trying to, detox from it, and me just talking about how, as I said before, when it comes to, the wokey side and it comes to the anti-woke side, how I say that, man, y'all, you're just on the opposite end of the coin. Y'all, it's the same tactics, the same type of way that they maneuver and stuff like that. And you always got people coming in, making excuses, say, well, they're trying to, damage, society and all this other type of stuff. So, so what if, somebody on our side is being like dishonest with like that? We have a war to fight. We'll just deal with those people later. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like these, the thing is, y'all talk about gatekeeping. We should have gatekeep the gaming community and stuff, but then we didn't gatekeep this. And then you have a lot of grifters coming in. You got a lot of people coming in pretending that, hey, we're gamers and stuff like that. But no, this is a quick way to make a lot of money and stuff like that. So let me see. It's fine to talk and comment about culture war bullshit that's been going on in the gaming industry. I'm reading the comments because a lot of these retweets I didn't even read or like that.
Yeah.
Most time I'll leave a post, and sometimes when I get flooded with posts,
I'll be further honest, I
Easy
barely
view.
read all my QRTs, but I picked out these were the ones I picked out that were in support of you.
Yeah. Oh, that's my boy Black Sage. Yeah, man. Like the thing is, like we starting to lose, what gaming is all about. We lost the plot when it comes to this whole culture war thing.
I agree.
Because now it's either something that's not woke enough, and then the other side, it's the chick's titties not big enough, or you know what I'm saying, it's too many black people, or it's too many this, it's too many that. We starting to lose the plot, and everybody's going back and forth and everything. We starting to lose the whole conversation of what we was fighting for to begin with. So now at this point, as gamers who really just wants the fucking game, it's time for us to start weeding these people out on both sides. We gotta just like push them to the side.
Yeah, exactly.
I have my side. I have my points and views, and I usually express them when I'm playing my games, or some of the titles of my streams and stuff like that will have my point of view in them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to make my channel about culture war stuff. I just want to I want to play games. Whether it's a good game, we'll try out a good game, or try out bad game. Whether it's good or bad game, we're going to try them out. And some I'll continue to play, and the ones that I don't like, I'm just not going to continue playing. But we can talk about anything you want, but I'm not going to sit there and continuously, day after day, talk about culture war stuff, because I know what I like, and I'll let you know what I like, and I have my opinions just like everybody else, but I just don't want that to be the main focus of my channel.
Like I can go either way as far as where I go as a channel. Like, if games continue to be shit and woke, I can make a whole living on that. If games start being good again, I can just make a living just like enjoying like everything I love, like I always have.
To tell the truth, I'd rather enjoy a game with love than having a game that you have to rage bait against something you see and don't like. Like, for example, I enjoy beauty in a character. If I see a character that's ugly constantly as a protagonist, I am not buying it. To tell the truth, it is my money. If I could do whatever I want, I just don't like nobody forcing that narrative on me to say, "Oh, you must play this game," or else. I said, "No, it doesn't work that way. I'm gonna play the game that I like because it's my money. I bought it, and I take
Yeah.
and I put value into the game. When I buy something, it's supposed to be value to me, and if it's not value
Exactly.
to me, it's not for me." That's what I gotta say.
Yeah, I'm going to point out that I had this philosophy that there's 3 types of people within a scene, and we're going to use gaming industry on this one. So you could replace this with every other scene, whether it be comic books, sci-fi, name the culture that you're into, right? Name the nerddom that you I just lost my train of thought. Name the culture that you want to put it in, right? But you have the normies, you had the wokies, and you had the gamer. All right. Now, replace gamer with whatever you call yourself within that nerddom, but we're going to use games. The normies will consume anything. They will consume it. They will buy it, and they'll say everything's the best in sliced bread. Right? We all start off as normies when we enter the scene. Right? We all start off. And then you have the wokies, and they will consume slop. They will eat the slop. They because it's
You know
meant
what?
for them.
Let's consider them woke-tards, not wokies.
I'm going to try to be.
But yeah, like-
Hold on, Dash. Let me finish what I was getting at because I have a thing I'm going. Here.
Okay.
And then you have the gamers. Now the gamers are equivalent to the wine connoisseurs. They're not going to just go for the standard game that's might satisfy them, like say Candy Crush or something like that. I know you and I, Mogular, probably had the same view on here. Fuck mobile gaming. Even though my first video game console was a Game Boy, but that's not, to me, that's different than an actual phone.
Mhm.
But you have the wokies that consume slot and the gamer connoisseur. They will go and they'll find that fun game and they'll bring out that fun game. Say, I'm going to play this game, and they'll ask everyone else, "Hey, have you played? For example, have you played Kingdom Come Deliverance?" No, why not? I can't get past this mechanic. It sucks to me. It's not fun. Okay, cool. But we'll go find more gamers, and gamers will try it, and they'll say, "You know what? It's a good game. It's got good mechanics, but I'm not into the whole realism thing," like to quote Dash, right?
Mhm.
And that's the beauty of it. We were like that from the get-go. When it was normal, when gamers were normal, we were ostracized. Like we didn't come out and say we're gaming, even though gaming has become a normal activity for men. Let's be honest, it's still a male-dominated scene, which we will talk about that in another video, another podcast with Cult Classic Cage. But I did want to point out something, because when you insert politics into a scene, any scene, regardless of what it is, it destroys that scene. It divides us. And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm a history buff. I don't want to get into politics, but I'm a history buff. All right. And this is the Federalist Papers that I'm sharing right now. And this is from Hamilton. And he talks about, how to stay united as a union. This is back when the Constitution was, we had the Articles of Confederation at the time, and we were ratifying the Constitution. So he was trying to make a distinction on that. And he talks about history. And this is the reason I want to put it. It says, "It is impossible to read the history of the petty republics of Greece and Italy without feeling sensations of horror and disgust at the distractions which they were continually agitated, and at the rapid succession of revolutions by which they were kept in a state of perpetual vibration between the extremes of tyranny and anarchy." And he goes on, and the point he's pointing out is that politics aggregates people. And so we had this culture war, right? We're always constantly talking about the culture war. We're always talking about this and that. When I lost friends once the culture war hit. Like when I got out of the military, I wanted to be a game designer. And this was right before Donald Trump was announcing he was going to run for president, all this stuff, right? I go into college, and I had some lefty friends. I had some friends that were communists, while we were in college. And as soon as the culture war hit, I'm lost in the sauce. I didn't know what was going on. I just got out of the military. I just got out, all of a sudden my friend says that since I'm not going to stand up for women in gaming and this and that I'm a alt-right, crazy motherfucker, whatever. When just a month ago, we were just friends. We were playing games together. We're talking about games. We were in Discord together. We were all, game design. We were all going for game design. Like, they were obviously younger than me because veteran status, but that we've been at this state of aggregation for 10 years. That now we are trained to smell woke. If it smells woke, we run from it, right? And now it's becoming a part where certain people are like, well, what if I don't like this game? How can I make this game not succeed? Those individuals are becoming like Kotaku now. How do I don't like this game because it has pretty women. So I'm going to make it look, I'm going to say it's horrible. It means women, this and that. Now it's gay. It's got this and that. When 23 years ago, we had Mass Effect 3. We had gay characters in it. We had BioWare. No one gave a shit. And that's the thing I'm pointing out with gamers is we don't care if you have gay. We don't care if you gender swap a character. We don't care if it has DEI. For example, Baldur's Gate 3 has woke elements, but it doesn't thrust it into you, and they made the game good. Gamers care about the good product. They don't care about the messaging. In fact, most of us probably aren't even going to be aware of the messaging until you throw it into our face. We're more worried about being immersed in the game. We're probably seeing the DIE as more of part of the lore of the game's world as opposed to real world, right? Because the main point of gamers is the quote as we come from work, we sit in our comfy chair and play a good game, be immersed in a world. The last thing we want to be done is bogged down with current day politics. So that's just that I just wanted to point out here.
So much. I support women in gaming. Just look at my background.
Oh yeah.
So do
I had a soldier. I had to tell him to take it down because of post regulations. But he had a stripper pole bumper sticker on his car, and it says, "I support single moms." But that's soldiers for you back in the day.
Yeah, I'll continue watching Hypnotic. Hypnotic resonates with me.
Yeah,
same here.
Hypnotic actually streams games, and
that's what I was about to say. He actually plays the games, and even if he doesn't really like the game, he'll finish the game. I couldn't finish Dragon Age Veilguard. I was streaming it. I made it 60 hours into the game, and I abandoned it. I couldn't take it anymore.
Besides that, I do rate video games, but I rate them in a funny way that you might laugh your balls off. So I'm gonna send you something, Lavistro, but this is nothing offensive. It's not.
Oh no, you can share your screen. You can share your own screen.
No, not my screen. But I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna send it to you.
I like it
on your DM right now.
Oh, I was so happy when this got announced.
Show this to Bugalore. He's gonna laugh his balls off. I did the same thing to Dragon Age Veilguard.
Dude, you can put it in a private chat.
Yeah.
Could I show you in the private? I don't know. Can you send it to the private chat and show it to Bugalore?
Oh no, I can't. I don't think we can show images in the private chat.
This is not offending. This is not gonna.
It's not offending. I'll send it to you in the DM, you can Lord.
Yes, it's about the Avowed game, so I rated it. I think a lot of people saw it all over the platform. I did the same thing with Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I also did the same thing with Veilguard, but Veilguard was a little bit offensive, but I didn't get my chance. I didn't get my X platform, suspended.
Yeah, my whole deal is my rating system is: do I like it? Do I think it's cool, or I don't? And usually, I know if I'm going to like a game pretty early, just by the character creator. If I can't create, if they allow us the ability to create your protagonist the way they look and stuff like that, and they limit how you can make it, whether it's male or female, they limit it to like they're doing now, where you just and it has nothing to do with having a big breast or a banging butt or anything like that. It's just the limitations they put on you, because then you have some developer that is trying to project onto you what they think is attractive.
I only got Dustborn because I thought it would be like funny. I just didn't expect it to be a shitty game. Like, like there was barely a game. Like, it was way worse than I imagined. I expected it to be cringe, but like it's a whole nother level, man.
Exactly.
Is that the
Like
Gaming
like
Wolf 87? Shout out Gaming Wolf 87.
like I people ask me if I would stream Dustborn, and I says no because I don't think it's a game. It's propaganda. And the reason why I'm saying that, now I give shout out to Hypnotic and Valor of the Dark because they explained why they wouldn't.
But don't
do
forget
full
Savvy.
And
Hey,
Savvy.
I streamed it too. People
Yeah.
forget
Well,
that.
I did at the
Oh,
time.
I-
I didn't know
oh,
you
I-
did, but for the okay, fine. Since we want to be inclusive, and diverse, and equity across the board, which I'm against, fine.
Well, I didn't
For
know
all
you.
the people,
Okay.
shout out to all the people that stream Deathborn. But my thing is did you do it to be fully transparent, or did you do it for the ratings and clicks? For the ones that did it to be fully transparent, like Dash Attack, Hypnotic, Very Dark, and others like them, right? Props to you. But since I already knew the content was going to be propaganda, I told my viewers, like, if you, and it's not because I wanted people to give me free games, it's just my standard. Like, someone gets to me, I never played Fallen Order until someone gets that to me. So in this case, I told people, if you give me Veilguard, I'll probably play it just because you get it to me, and we'll play it. However, I'm not going to buy the game. But if you get me Dustborn, I'm not going to play it. In fact, I'm going to tell you, you wasted money because I'm not going to play something that's propaganda. And the reason being is, like I said before, I did go to college for game design, and I had the privilege of learning from people like Mike Laidlaw. I had to get a sponsor. I had to get someone to like a mentor to kind of help me get myself into the door of gaming, right? And I asked him, what constitutes a game? And he kind of quoted Brown versus ESRB, which was the ruling from the SCOTUS, from Justice Scalia, a conservative judge, by the way, who stated games are art. He says, if you make a game solely for social justice, shock value, or money, it stops being a game. It ceases to be art. Like, that's the thing. If it's only for that, if that's the only thing you have in that game, which is what Dustborn had, it was all propaganda with game mechanics, it stopped being a game. So therefore, my thing is, I only stream about and stream games. I will not. So that means I'm not going to stream a simulator that trains you how to put out an oil fire that's meant for oil riggers, because that's actual based on game mechanics, but it's not a game, right? To me,
It's an activist game.
it's not even an activist game. It's a terrorist simulator, and I don't support that. So, but yeah,
Well,
shout out to people who do.
mine-
But I tell
mine,
people.
Oh, go
So
ahead.
let me wrap this up, but I'll let you talk. My point is, like, I consider myself a consumer of games, and when I make content, it's more of a consumer beware or consumer information. Like, here's a game coming out, or here's what this happens to have in the game. And I tell people, like one of my viewers, and I'm not going to give them shit, so people don't give them shit, because I respect all gamers and stuff like that. But I believe it was Freedom Fighter 76, and Freedom Fighter 76. You can tell me if I'm wrong here, right? But Freedom Fighter 76, we were talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows. He says he's going to get the game. It looks like it was fun to him. It looked interesting to him, so he was going to get the game. I said, you know what? That's your money. You do what you want. If you find this game to be fun, get what you want. My job is to let you know what's in the product. My job is to stream and fun games and give alternatives, and you make up your mind. Just like when you buy your game, you take the content I give you, the videos I give you, and you decide for yourself: is this game fun for you? Is this something you want to invest in? And just like when you vote with your wallet, you're voting with your time. Time is a commodity in American culture. So I'm still going to make content regardless. I'm still going to make videos on what I think I want to create. But in the end of the day, that's why every video I end with, what do you think, viewer? And that's what I told him, and that's what I tell everybody else. You want to play this game? I'm not going to shame you for it. I'm not going to shame you for playing a game and a rogue game. Hey, I'm a Christian and I play role games. I'm not going to shame you for playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. I played Baldur's Gate 3 and I played KCD 2. People think that's woke as fuck, and I'm sitting there like, I played the whole game, have not seen anything to tell me it's woke as fuck. It has DIE elements, but it has no wokeness in it.
And the thing is that I seen you play the whole entire game of Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I didn't see nothing woke about it.
Yeah,
It's just we had these let's say people that are really scared about, oh my god, it's woke. No, it's not. Play the
They're
fucking
disingenuous
like-
pricks that want to anticipate the latest thing, and they got it wrong.
And the thing is, if you want to criticize a game, play the game or watch somebody else play it, then criticize it. If you're the type of person that don't play the game, then you can't talk about it and shut up. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say.
If any of y'all want to show a panel, let me know. But I'm gonna let y'all continue. But my son needs me for a second, so I gotta. My character will be here, but I'll be muted.
So you're gonna take care of Lavistro Jr.?
The Dragonling, yes.
The Dragon League. tell him we say hello.
I played, as a matter of fact, I never did live stream it, but I did recorded Baldur's Gate 3, and I played through the whole game with the compassionate Drow half elf, and through the whole game there were choices. You could make those what you consider woke choices in your conversations, or you didn't have to. You could have made that game as woke as you wanted to, and I did not. I chose not to. But if that's what you wanted to do, the choice was there to do it. Any modern role play game now, that's what they need is choices. I'd go so far as to say, like Starfield, I loved Starfield. I really liked it. I didn't like the expansion, and I even made a video about how much I did not like that expansion at all. But I also was critical of things that I didn't like in Starfield when it first launched. And there's a lot of woke elements in it. But you can avoid most of it if you want to. But I don't know. When I stream games, I do stream games that I like. So if people want to join me, great. But I will try new games. And if I don't like it, I'll just flat up tell you, I ain't going to stream this one no more. I mean, even if you're like, oh, you're not going to finish that game? No, I don't like the game. I'm not going to finish it.
The thing is, with a game like Baldur's Gate 3, even though it has all this progressive elements and it was like marketed as an ERP simulator, like, it has a lot of, it really like pushed the bar as what a RPG can offer in the modern age. And it went far and beyond what it needed to be. And for that, I think it's a great game for it.
I mean, Mass Effect, I've played both broship and femship, and I didn't play either one of them as gay. Either one of them. They all had, straight romances when I picked the romance choices. Some playthroughs, I didn't do any romance. So it just all depended on my mood. But all of it was there if you wanted it to be there, if you wanted to tailor your game that way. And if you did not, well, you didn't have to. And that's what they need to get back to. They're forcing that stuff to where you're not having a choice but to see it, like in Veilguard. And I've said before, I've gone so far as to say that instead of body types in their character creator, they may have to start adding sexual preference. And so you can click what your preference is, whether you're straight or not straight. And if you're straight and don't want to see all the gay stuff and transsexual stuff, it'll block it from your playthrough. Whereas the other choice, you'll see everything.
Well, most games, like, when it comes to like romance, they just make everyone default bi, and then you as a player have to like choose like not to like, romance that character.
You see, that's the thing that really bugged me about the Starfield companions is every one of them had a bisexual that were bisexual and had a same-sex lover, I think. and they had to tell you about their background, about their history with it. And I'm like, I don't need to know that shit. I don't want to. That has
That's
nothing
actually
relevant to
like
what
people.
is going on right now. I don't need to know about their past lovers.
Yeah. What's funny is that's actually what like people think it was the pronouns that made the ad snapped, but I was watching that stream, Heels versus Babyface, and when it happened, and he literally snapped because there was a gender swapped admiral. Like the admiral was originally a male, and then the person you're talking to was female, who was a clone of that admiral, and that literally set him off. The whole
No.
backstory.
There's a lot of people that get that wrong because the girl was made was basically a test tube baby,
Yes,
just like Miranda from Mass Effect.
but he took
So
it.
a lot of
He took
people,
it as a
but
trans
a lot of
character.
people looked at it that way, and that's not the case. That
Nope.
I had to disagree with the blowing up about that because that same type of story was Mass Effect.
Yeah. Well, I know that's what's her name? Miranda Lawson.
Miranda,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. But that's the thing is like that's what made him snap originally.
Yeah.
He goes off on that. People refer to the pronouns video. That was made by Dan Vask, the guy who makes the Nerdrotics videos, which is also on my stream. I got permission from Ask because I thought it was funny. I said, so I want to make sure I don't offend anybody. I got Dan Vask permission.
Dan Vask clipped it.
I got the person who made the video. I forget his name. I got his permission, and then I tried getting a hold of Dan ads on DMs, but because I had to go super chat him. So there's a live permission from him saying, "Yeah, you can go ahead and use it." Because I want to make sure when I used it, I wouldn't offend anybody and get mistakes. But
I used as his pronouns face in thumbnails for clickbait.
Yeah. Well, you gotta understand. I used to do royalty free, like in my earlier shoots. I used to do royalty free videos, royalty free music to start my videos before I started using AI, and I would constantly get copyright strikes, constantly. It pissed me off until Dan told both of them later. Oh yeah, those are copyright warnings, but they're not going to do anything to you. They're just there. So I was like, oh, okay. So,
but it's still annoying though because
it is annoying.
You play a game and you don't even know. Like for example, with the antidote and the killing antidote at Jody's office. If you go to the TV and you start watching the TV and you have the news on, the character is just watching the TV. But at the same time, it's the music that comes from the game itself. It's not coming from you. It's from the game itself. Next you know, the next day or 2 days later, you get a copyright. Like for what? What I do, I didn't play no music in the background. It just comes from the game. The same thing happened with Call of Duty BO6 when I played the intro of the game itself. It comes from the game, but you still get a copyright. It's just so freaking annoying and stupid. And then YouTube asks you to go delete the song, which is retarded. Like I said, I hate censorship more than I hate woke. Censorship sucks.
Well,
bad localization, especially.
One video I used was I covered Soulcast or something like that. It was an indie game that got a lot of heat from the lefties, and I covered it because a lot of people came to support this guy, right? And I talked because I know there's some good gay people out there. I know there's some good homosexuals who just want to be left alone, just like you, me, everyone else. They're just normal people who chose to be gay, whatever it may be, blah blah blah. Well, I decided instead of saying the homosexuals and this and that, because that's generalizing everybody in that film, I just gave them their own name, the Rainbow Brigade, basically the militant homosexuals,
the Gestapo or
yeah. Well, I called them the Rainbow. I didn't know if they had a name, so I said I can call them the Rainbow.
Well,
Brigade.
a lot of people,
someone comes
Rainbow
on my
I've
comments,
also heard.
Right. Someone comes on my comments and says, "Don't call us that. You have no right to say that. You are the problem." And I'm looking at them and like I do with all my debates, right? It's like, first off, I'm a dragon. When are we not a problem? Second off, I'm an American. I will say what I want. I'm an American. I will do what I want. And I'm a dragon. I will address humans as I wish, which he had a meltdown about and then deleted his comment. But I used that clip. I wasn't able to get the deleted comment. And I made a video of it to showcase that for everyone else that watches my streams, that I'm just gonna put out what I want. I'm gonna speak my mind because I'm American and I believe in my First Amendment rights. Not to be political on it, but I'm gonna practice it. Right? If I get shut down by YouTube, I get shut down by YouTube. If I get shut down by Rumble, because Rumble also has certain things you can't say or do, I'm gonna get shut down by Rumble. But I'm gonna continue practicing my First Amendment rights as long as I'm not calling for violence, saying anything obscene, not swear words, but saying actual obscene things, or defaming people. I'm very careful not to defame people. But I use that, and the reason I'm tying it into all this is I used a funny song. If you've ever heard it, it goes do da do da do da do da do da do da do do do. And it sounds. I think that's perfect for me because he calls me psychotic, which I know is the reason why he didn't watch my videos. Because what's in DragonCast? Psychotic worm screaming loud, and what's in all my videos? In the beginning of all of my videos originally, you see my game studio logo, which is Psychotic Dragon Studios, which is a reference to me because I have PTSD and TBI, and the stigma of that is that people with PTSD are crazy. Obviously, I think I'm pretty normal, but I do have my rants.
And yeah,
It can happen. Somebody triggers it.
yeah. What you're saying is, and what's going on to what stigma is like. I've identified as straight like most of my life, and it was only up till very recently I reevaluated that I might be a little bit. But and I don't care about the label. I honestly don't care. Like I'm not offended. I love making gay jokes. I love like it just does not freaking matter to me.
Exactly, and that's the thing is like people forget when the founding fathers. This is not politics. This is actual history. When the founding fathers wrote the Declaration of Independence, right? They make a reference to something when they wrote life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. That's from John Locke, an English philosopher who inspired the bloodless revolution, or more often known as the Glorious Revolution. And that's the one where the king fled England and he dropped the seal into the Thames River, which they recovered and gave it to another king. But he wrote the three natural rights. All had the right to the fruits of their labor, gifts, or trade without force or coercion, as long as it doesn't violate the first two. All had the right to express themselves unforced without coercion, as long as it doesn't violate the first. All had the right to live. Only murderers forfeit that right. So if you want to express yourself as a non-binary, trans, furry, whatever, I don't care. That's your right. I defended your right.
That's
Bo
called
defended your right.
individualism. I love individualism.
Or
I thought
groups.
this country was built on individualism.
Exactly. And one of the reasons Conan the Barbarian is such a popular masculine story is because of the individualism within the story versus the corruption of collectivism. Now, I bring this up because people don't realize that just because you can be right wing, you can be Christian. I'm a Christian. Like I'm pretty sure Dash Attack and I are Christians.
Yep.
I don't know about everyone else here, but you can be whatever belief you want, and you're free to that belief, but you're not allowed to force that belief. And that's and then people don't realize it because they watch the whole televangelist, they watch Hollywood tropes, they look at history of people in power trying to control things. But if you actually look at the doctrine of the Bible, because I used to be an atheist, Christianity is not supposed to be forced. It's something that has to be convinced. You have to convince people to do that.
Yeah, in fact, forcing religion onto people has the opposite effect.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, like with homosexuality and this stuff. I may not agree with homosexuality, and this is even back in my atheist days. And back in my atheist days, I thought it was a perversion of nature, but that's my personal belief, right? I can't shame people for that, but at the same time, you can't force that in the game, because if you force it onto me to and say, if I don't buy this game, this is not, it's gonna I'm this is and that kind of ism, or if I support this game, I'm this and that, then you're trying to coerce me out of my expression, or I'm trying to coerce you out of your expression. In reality, The beauty of capitalism, again, not to talk politics, but capitalism is the main model of economics in the world. It's all about consent. You vote with your wallet. So if someone wants to play Assassin's Creed Shadows, I've done my due diligence, said, hey, this is what's in here. I'm moving on to better things. And you make your choice. Or, hey, this game's coming out. This it looks fun. Maybe you might like to try this game. For example, Engine Fall, which we'll get into later. Mugen, what are your thoughts?
As far as what?
Expressing oneself in games.
Hey, look, man, especially when it comes to games where you're able to create your own character and stuff, I feel as though you should be able to express yourself any way you want to express yourself, especially when it comes to character avatar. You know, it's your personal experience, how you play the game and everything. I don't think people should force how you should play or how you want to represent yourself or whatever. But yeah, man, it's all about what the fine lines are and what your boundaries are when it comes to self-expression or what developers want to incorporate in their games and stuff like that. So that's why I leave it up to. That's my personal opinion. So
yeah, you don't have to buy the game if you don't like it, but you can't shame people for it.
Oh yeah,
if they want to play it.
Wasn't there like this developer that got shamed for not having same-sex romance in the thing because the whole point of it was to have children?
That was Soulcast. That was the game I was referring to.
Oh.
Okay.
I think
if somebody wants to make a trans character, if they want to make if you're going to give the character creator in the game a wide range of things, that's great. People should be able to make a trans character if they want. They should be able to make a straight character if they want. They should be able to make a woman with big boobs and a big butt if they want, or flat as can be. There should be no limits on that if they're going to put a character creator in there.
My problem with trans-friendly character creators is that they just make character creation more complicated. For me, at least.
Listen, I make characters all the time, and to tell the truth, I make character that fits my needs, that fits me, fits my agenda. I'm not gonna freaking just show somebody and say, "Hey, I want you to make a character that's gonna fit you, but make him look something else." No. You make it that fits you, and you're comfortable with that character. Me, and almost all my games, I like using female character. First of all, I'm a dude. I'm a look at a girl.
You see what my background is.
So my perspective on that, Sorry about that. That's my perspective.
Yes.
Yeah, I will play male characters, but I tend to lean toward making female characters because they're pleasing to my eye.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I'll play either character. I usually like to play male characters just because I'm male and I like to immerse myself in the game. I know people will probably say, "Oh, well, you're not a real gamer here," because I'm going to say something controversial here. I like to see myself in the game. I don't have to have I don't have to have the same color hair. I don't have to be the same race.
That's the way you do it. If I play a male character in the character creator, I try and make one to look as close to me as possible.
Yeah, I just never felt like playing a girl like most games. I just wanted to play and be because I'm a guy.
Yeah. And the main reason is if I play an RPG, like say Baldur's Gate 3, we'll use that one, right? And I make a female character, and I want a romance option, right? And I'm attracted to, let's say, Shadowheart. It's going to be very weird for me being a female character, romancing a female character because I'm straight. So my only option would be to romance a male character, which then I'm like, as a player, I'm like, well... I'm a dude. It's that thing that fucks your brain. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna play a male character, and I'm gonna pretend I'm this. I'm gonna pretend I'm Taz or whatever his name is in the storyline, and I'm going to just mac on Shadowheart. I'm gonna mac on all these female characters, and
I want to respond to a couple something that Chas 3R said in chat. If it has the romance option equal male, if not equal female, that's cool. This is the way I look at it. If I'm playing a female character, I'm not playing that female character in a role-playing game or any other type of game to be immersed in the game. I look at it as I'm outside of that zone controlling the story. of this female character. So when I play a game that has romances in it, whether I'm playing a male or female character, they're going to be, because of my preference, I'm straight as an arrow. Whether I'm playing a male or female character, the romance options are going to be straight, period.
Yeah, for me, it depends on what game it is when it comes to playing as male or female characters. Like for fighting games, I mostly play as female characters because I like, even though they don't have like the they don't have like the strength like most of the male characters, or high stamina and health and stuff, but they're fast and they have a lot of combos and stuff, like faster
They do.
combos and stuff like that. That's why I pick female characters in fighting games. But when it comes to like RPGs where I'm able to create my own character, I like to create myself and try to make the character look as close.
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got to address something here real quick. You go on stage when I tell you to. Do you understand, Chaser? This is my show. This isn't your show. Just because you went on doesn't mean you get to go on whenever you fucking want. Nah, you're good, Chaser. I'll actually try to put you in on a schedule. I got Cult Classic Cage coming in, but well, maybe I can make you a guest panelist as well if you wanted to be a panelist, but we only talk games. But yeah, you're cool. Everyone who doesn't know Chaser, give him a follow. I've been on his streams a couple of times. But no, I just wanted to give someone some shit. All right, back to what's important. Games.
So I wanted to say something before I mean to cut you off, but if when it comes to wrestling games, I like to create myself. For example, I want to make myself muscular, big, or maybe like slim, but faster with better movements and stuff like that. When it comes to like playing like shooting games, I like playing with female characters, like like the First Descendant. That's my example. Or like when it comes to horror games, female characters fit suitable for horror games because they have the reaction of being scared and knowing where to go when they're scared and how they voice stuff when they're scared. So that's what I like about horror games when it comes to female characters. But other than that, like, when it comes to RPG, I mean, RPG could be in both ways. It could be either playing as Final Fantasy, it could be either playing as Tifa or either playing as Cloud Strife. It doesn't matter how the RPG could be handled with. But I play either one of those characters. But I mean, other characters besides that, that's like my perspective for this one. So you guys can go on with that.
Yeah. So like, when it comes to RPGs, in both cases, like if it's an RPG that has nothing to do like with romance or anything like that, with decision making and stuff, then it doesn't matter. I'll play a male or a female. But when it comes to those RPGs where I create my own character or I'm taking control of a character and got to make decisions, and able to romance characters, I normally pick the male characters so I can be able to raise up the female characters. But if I do pick a female character, me being straight, I won't make the girl, be a lesbian or anything. But at the same time, I don't want me being a guy, playing as a female character. I don't want to be raising up dudes because I'm a straight guy. So most of the time I end up making the character just not be in no relationship with anybody, or the female character not be in a relationship with anybody. So that's how I normally go about it.
It don't bother me because I'm going to play when I'm playing a female character. When I'm going to say controlling a female character, not playing a female character. Mm-hmm. That female character is straight, and if there's romance choices, that's going to make that character is going to make the straight romance choices, because that's just, I do it like my Fallout game the show that I'm doing. I've finished the game on Nate a few times, but to me the story just fits better with Nora. So I play Nora most of my playthroughs, and I don't have a problem with choosing straight romances when I'm controlling a female character. That's me though. I've done it that way for years and years. So
hold on, I
just don't see myself immersed in a female character. I see myself as kind of like just off to the side watching the story. You know what I mean?
Hold on, I gotta address this in the chat real quick. Hold on, my guy. Why are you staring at a dude's ass for 80+ hours? You're supposed to be staring at the crosshair. I mean, seriously. If you want to play a female character, play a female character. But don't give me the excuse that it's because you don't want to stare at a dude's ass all day. Because if you're staring at a female's ass, you're going to be losing every freaking battle you have because you're so mesmerized by the female's ass. You're not looking at the crosshairs. If you're looking at a dude's ass, I have questions. Just saying. Other than that, enjoy your game.
True. Have you ever played Conan Exiles as a male, wearing nothing but a loincloth climbing up a cliff face?
I think I've answered that question.
Then there are exceptions, dude.
I know there are exceptions. There's definitely exceptions. Like I will prefer playing Bayonetta, but my argument is this really is the poorest argument. If you want to play a female character as be a female character, by all means. But just to say I don't want to stare at dude's ass, you're not supposed to. I don't like when I played Ajax when we played First Ascendant. I'm not looking at Ajax's ass. I'm looking at what's ahead of the screen because I'm in a third-person shooter. I'm going to shoot everything that moves. Now, I chose Ajax not just because he was a male, but because he looked like a fucking tank. He looked like he'd be a tank character, which is normally what I play. I soak up bullets and I dish out heavy hits. But now I'm trying to play. I keep wanting to call her Vesper. I know that's not her name, but the Poison Girl.
Raina.
Thank you, Raina. I want to play her. Last time we played, I unlocked her and I bought her the maid outfit. And then Black Myth Wukong came out, so we couldn't play it. That's something that I'm pretty sure we're all going to be playing one day together.
Yeah.
Because we keep talking about it. But my point is, and it's not. I'm not trying to like talk shit to Season Hurt. I just like to point that out there because someone has to say it. But
another thing to this topic, if you're playing like a fantasy game that gives you an option to play something like other as human, I'll normally go with the non-human option just because I think that's more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
No, when I did Baldur's Gate 3, I plan on doing another playthrough, but I made the compassionate drow half elf, drow female, but it was still as close to human as possible. You know, you're playing an elf.
Yeah, it's
every time, and sometimes in those games, I'll like, well, why don't I play? I always play human, and next thing I know, I'm starting a story, cinematics are going, and I'm a human type character again. I never play monsters or different races or anything like that. Not even in Skyrim. I've never played an orc. I always play humans.
Yeah, I'm normally I go for Argonian in Elder Scrolls games.
I normally go for Bretons or High Elves. But I've been known to play Argonians and Khajiits every once in a while.
Have you ever Skyrim? I always play Nord. Whether I play a male or a female, it's always a Nord.
Mugler, have you ever played Elder Scrolls games?
No, I don't really like Western fantasy medieval RPGs. I'm more the Japanese side. I could never get into like orcs, druids, and all that other type of stuff. It's
only recently in the last few years that I've started getting into Eastern games because of the crap that's been coming out of Western game studios.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Cult Classic Cage, ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out Cassie.
She'll be on DragonCast next week. So
you know what's funny?
Looking forward to it.
You know what's funny? Saturday's my birthday, so I'm gonna have Cassie for my birthday.
Stellar Blade was my
Cassie for my birthday.
Stellar Blade was my first Souls-like game I ever really attempted. Most of the time, I'm, like the games like Skyrim and Fallout with the control system they have. But Stellar Blade was the first. I wouldn't say 100% Souls-like, but action role-playing game that I've ever tried, and I loved it. I still haven't finished it yet because it's on PlayStation. When it comes out on the PC, I'm gonna, of course, support
if you liked that, you should try Near Automata. It's very similar.
I've got that, and I haven't finished it yet. I'm trying to stream it, but I got so many different games that I stream. It's hard to determine which ones you're gonna do. Yeah,
that's the backlog.
Real quick, for those just because I want to advertise something here. For those who are coming to DragonCast right now, if you like the discussions we're having, Cult Classic Cage will be on next Saturday with most of the panelists, hopefully, and Mugen Lord, you're also welcome to join in as well, to discuss the difference between gamer girls and girl gamers. So that should be an interesting topic. I asked you to come on because as a male, I'm pretty sure if I start opening my goddamn mouth, and since I have no filter and I am very blunt, I'm going to cause a controversy. So it's best to have a representation of female gamers to come in and share the discussion. So there's something for that. But continuing on, let's talk about what's more important: games.
Awesome. Yeah, so yeah, when it comes to Western RPG fantasy RPGs, those were never my thing. Like I was never into the D&D type stuff. Even though I tried D&D in college or whatever, it just that type of style was never my thing. I could never get into it. It never grasped me. Magic the Gathering, all that type of stuff. It just wasn't for me. I grew up off of JRPGs or more the Eastern style type of gaming and still love it till this very day, so one day would I ever like get into it? I don't know, because I didn't even never try Witcher, any of the Witcher games, not Witcher 3. I never played any of those.
I played with Assassins of Kings game. I think is what it's called on Xbox 360. I never finished it because I ended up deploying. But I liked what I saw, and I tried playing Witcher 3. Unfortunately, I had a baby running around. And you being a single dad, you should know what that's like, Mugen Lord. You say goodbye for games for at least as a single parent for at least the first 4 years of your child's life.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I tried playing the first Witcher game. The controls didn't age well. It had a hard time running, so I jumped straight to the third one. And I liked what I played. I didn't beat it. It's very long. It's like there's a lot involved. Huge open world, but and apparently, like a lot of the quests have different outcomes and there's different endings. But it's really good because there's strategy, it's monster hunting, and you do have like this story. And Geralt is just such a cool protagonist. Yeah, the Witcher games are really cool. I'm debating whether or not I should jump to the second one for a stream or just play the third one.
Yeah, like the difference, I noticed the difference between Western RPGs and Eastern RPGs. Western RPGs are more open-ended. You got more like choices to make. Your choices affect certain outcomes and everything. And when it comes to Japanese or just Eastern RPGs, most of the time it's more like linear story progression or storytelling and stuff like that. I could always find myself like when it comes to like open RPGs, it's very open. I end up getting, I wouldn't say bored, but I end up losing interest because there's so much to do. Like, I don't know where to start. Or this quest I find myself doing a bunch of quests and then forget what the main story is or what the main plot and stuff. And then I just end
That's
up
why you need a quest log.
Yeah, by the time you get back to the main story, you're already so over leveled and overpowered, you just blow your way.
That's my main problem. And this is a Eastern RPG, but I wouldn't consider it a JRPG. And Mugen Lord, you can give me shit for this all you want, but I don't consider Elden Ring a Eastern RPG, even though it's made by an Eastern dev studio, because I got lost in the sauce. As soon as I got out of the tutorial, I was able to go everywhere. I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. I spent maybe
I'm not really into.
20,
I'm not really. Yeah, I'm not really. I know. I totally understand what you're saying. I'm not really into Souls games. I can't stand those games. I'm not.
Yeah,
good
they're
at
overrated.
I'm not good at them.
I'll play them. Like I don't mind the difficulty of bosses. Like people try to say that Black Myth Wukong and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order series are Souls-like games. Like no, they have Souls-like mechanics, but that's not the meat and potatoes of their game. They're ARPGs with Souls-like mechanics. There is an actual difference.
Yeah,
but
my problem is like when Souls start getting popular, and this is with gaming in general, like when a particular gameplay mechanic or style gets popular, then everybody starts chasing that trend. And the moment I start seeing anything that looks similar, like as far as movement, janky controls, or how it looks and everything, that looks like it's gonna be a Souls game, I just automatically just disregard it. Like I'm not playing this game unless, like I said, if the only way you can fool me into playing a Souls-like or just a Souls game in general is if you take an IP that I'm a fan of, like Final Fantasy, like Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy. That was a Souls game, and plus it was a multiplayer co-op game too. But I like Final Fantasy. I love Final Fantasy. You have the class
Oh, yeah.
system and all that type of stuff, but it's a Souls game. Sign me up. Stellar Blade is like a Souls light type of game or whatever like that. And I like the Eastern style, you know, and how it looks, and I love just how the setup of the story is. So yeah, I'll give it a try. Right now, I still haven't beat Stellar Blade. It's kicking my ass right now.
I haven't either.
I'm waiting for Stellar Blade.
I've got it on
I-
PlayStation, and I'm about 50% through it, and I haven't gone back to it in a while. I love the game. Don't take it as me now. I love it, but I'm got to thinking, well, it's going to come out on PC.
Mm-hmm.
And why
And
not
the
wait
mods.
to finish
Oh,
it
the
on
mods
PC?
are
I can
coming.
stream it better, and it'll look better on PC than on PlayStation. It'll be a beautiful game. So I already know I'll be able to blow through, you know, the first half of the game pretty easily because I'll know where everything's at. And so I'll just wait for it to come out on PC. I'm already wish listed. They're gonna get all my money for whatever special edition they come out with for PC. Everything they know they're gonna make money off me.
Yes, same here. It's gonna happen with all the mods that we're gonna put on Eve.
Oh, yeah.
And the only thing,
The mods are going to send us to hell. We already know this.
well, the only thing is we are looking forward for the Nintendo Switch 2. But the reason why I'm buying a Nintendo, always buy a Nintendo, is because I am a huge Zelda fan.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
Big fucking.
Now, I'm not as big as a fan of the last two titles, even though they were good.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, they
I
were
did
good.
No, I have fun
But
with it.
give
I
me
have
my
fun with it.
freaking Lincoln Green Legend of Zelda Link.
Yeah,
Give me him.
I'm back to go to classic Zelda.
Actually,
after-
I'll go even further to say, give me back my motherfucking left-handed Link. I'm a fucking southpaw in real life, and that Link was
I'm
the
left-handed,
introduction to Link was what made me a gamer. Is
Yeah,
because
well, my first game was Legend of Zelda on the NES when I was 4 years old. So I have like connections. I love Zelda.
I'm going to date
Same
all
here.
of you. My first game was a Pong in the late 70s.
And the thing is that what I did with Zelda for the Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, I have some amiibo cards that I have ordered from Amazon, and they're MSC cards. They're actually amiibo in cards. So they come in small or in cards. All I do is tap in the amiibo card and I get whatever uniform I want. If I want Link in a green uniform, I have the Ocarina of Time uniform. If I want him in a deity's uniform, which is the Majora's Mask, it's that the card has in it. But when I played Tears of the Kingdom, it didn't have the Majora's deity. I had to go in the quest to find it. So that's how I unlocked the deity's uniform. But other than that, I mean, those amiibo cards had so much uniforms. It wasn't even funny. It had the soldier's uniform. It had a bunch of stuff in it. So you guys got to check that out. So I'll probably find. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a little fun fact. So you know about Wolf Link from Twilight Princess, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
there's the Wolf Link amiibo.
And I had the amiibo originally too.
Okay,
yeah,
hold on.
I got that too. Yeah.
I read in an article that the Wolf Link was only for Japanese release. It was not released here for Americans. I buy the Legend of Zelda amiibos because I'm a Legend of Zelda fan. I've always been one, right? Well, my son also plays Legend of Zelda. He asked me if he could use my amiibos to unlock the costumes. I was like, yeah, go ahead. I'm watching him playing it, and he's got Wolf Link running around next to him. I was like, how did you get that? He goes, oh, it's in that one with the wolf on it. I was like, show me. So he goes to my account, logs it in there, and sure enough, he logs it in there, and it's Wolf Link. So I don't know if that was an accident and that happened, or if it was just a limited run thing, and that future releases of Link no longer have it. But I actually have Wolf Link in my Tears of the Kingdom account.
And you know what's funny about that? When I played the Skyward Sword, I actually used the Wolf Link amiibo, and I have Wolf Link as my partner killing bad guys.
Interesting.
Yeah. Even in Breath of the Wild.
I think in Breath of the Wild happened too.
Breath of the Wild. Yeah. Breath of the Wild, because I had got the Nintendo Switch on launch, and Breath of the Wild I had that at launch and stuff. It took me about a year and a half to finish that because that game was so I could not get in it. I love Zelda, but Breath of the Wild I could not get into it. Like I got burnt out from it. Like I love the beautiful open world, but it feels empty at the same time. The shrines, I did all 120 shrines. The shrines started feeling repetitive. I didn't like the Beast dungeons. I didn't like those too much. And it just didn't feel rewarding. I do all this exploration, and then all you get is either a rupee, or you always get a weapon that's just going to eventually break again, which you got to clutter all this inventory of breakable weapons. And then most of all, what I like about what I like is story. And when I remember when they first showed the trailer to Breath of the Wild, they show all these amazing cutscenes, only to find out when you get the game they were Zelda memories, which means most of the story is optional. You can just skip all the story bits and just play however you want. And that really disappointed me.
Yeah,
and then,
that's one of the main reasons I didn't like.
Yeah,
like, they're still good games. Don't get me wrong, they're still good games for those who want to yell at me and say I'm not a true Zelda fan. If you can't be a true fan, in my opinion, if you can't be critical and honest about a game. And maybe I'm just old school. Maybe I'm just old school, but I want my Link back.
Yeah, and then Tears of the Kingdom, when that came out, I didn't even play that one that long. It was pretty much, I called it DLC or whatever like that. And it just
I think it was originally supposed to be, but it evolved.
Yeah. So I just couldn't get into it. Now I just hope that whatever the next Zelda game is, they just learn from that. And I just want some traditional like dungeons and stuff.
And stop imitating fucking Fortnite.
The thing is, Fortnite pisses me off though. I think
it was fun for the first few parts of the game.
Never played Fortnite.
I've roasted the tutorial and I've done all kinds of fucked up. Like, I'm pretty sure if My Link was canon, I'm pretty sure we created the Geneva Convention with what My Link did. Most gamers did, right? But over time, it gets fucking annoying. It gets fucking like, you have to craft this, you have to craft that.
Yeah, like, you know what? That was the thing about Tears of the Kingdom, because I remember when I first played. Because when you first start, you start up in the sky before you head down to the surface level. And I remember I went to one of the islands in the sky that was made of snow, and I had to get up onto this ledge. I was like, how can I reach that area? So I was like, oh shit. So I started cutting down some trees, and I had to glue all the trees together to make a bridge to sit on the platform. But the trees, because the physics, the logs kept rolling. It would roll off the side. I had to go pick it up. I said, man, why? I don't want to create shit. I don't want to put shit together. I just want to play the damn game. But I just couldn't get into it, man. Once I hit the surface, I just stopped playing the game. I just couldn't get it. I just couldn't finish it. I just couldn't finish Tears of the Kingdom.
I have yet to finish it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to one day. Like, me and my son will, like, when I'm not streaming games or making videos, I try to spend time with my son, and we spend the time playing Legend of Zelda. We'll watch a movie together. Normally that's what we would do Friday nights, but I had a chaotic. I was trying to get this character finished up and the new outro finished up. Like, Friday was not my night, especially streaming. I didn't even realize that I had a green screen going on YouTube, and that my chat was trying to let me know, but it was not showing up on my chat file, my thing. So I'm thinking, I'm here playing Dead Rising, thinking everything's good. We fixed the audio issue because my audio started blaring and blowing people's eardrums out. I think we're good until I said, okay, you have a good night, guys. Start doing the outro music and go to start shutting down the streams. Rumble was good. Twitch was good. Kick was good.
Twitch sucks.
As soon as I got to YouTube, though, there was this big green screen. And I was like, motherfucker. I don't know how long that's been going on. I tried to go back to see because in the beginning I was able to stream, nothing was wrong.
Oh,
so I said, okay, let's see where this started. No,
the whole video was ruined.
I've had streams where I was mute the entire time and didn't realize.
I do have one. I do have one on Rumble with my other show that's called No Rivals, and I did a Tokyo Extreme Racer on stream like about a month ago, and I'm actually completely muted from the fucking stream.
My audience won't let me know if my game file is muted. Like, when I play Phasmophobia, they won't let me know. But they'll let me know if they can't see the game or there's a green screen, provided that it gets through Streamlabs, or if I'm muted. Like, they'll be like, Lavistro, there's no audio. Are you talking? Are you muted? And I'm like, at the end, you're like, oh wow, I did not turn on the audio. Why did you guys tell me this? I had to literally make a special audio file just for Phasmophobia and stuff, just for that reason. So that way I wouldn't have to worry about it. And it's not that I'm giving my chat shit. I love my chat. You know, they're great supporters. They've been with me. Most of them have been with me since the beginning, and I love and appreciate every single one. Like, I don't really care about getting monetized. I do mention it only because I want to share emojis. I want people to have emojis in the chat. I want it to be. I'm trying to make content that's great for everybody. I want everybody to have fun.
Same
But
here.
It's
Same
just
here.
it's just bad. Like, I feel horrible if my desk audio isn't working, or my mic isn't working, or if I have a green screen. Like, I sent to my chat that morning, I'm sorry guys, I did not realize we had a green screen issue.
Yeah, I had this habit of I turn my mic off if I got to step AFK to go to the bathroom or whatever, fill up a drink. Then I get back and I forget I turned the mic off, and so I start playing and I'm just yapping away, and nobody will say anything. And then there are a couple of people that they'll see me talking, you know, they'll see my head up there and they'll see me just yapping. They're like, "We can't hear you," but most of the time they won't even let me know that they can't hear me.
Yeah, like,
Real quick, guys. I'm sorry to cut you off, Vegan Lord. We're
Mhm.
we're gonna chat. We're gonna continue on with this podcast, but you don't know, we used to try to start as a pre-game for Saturday Night Hypnosis, but we're gonna continue on unless Vegan Lord, you got to go for some reason.
Yeah, I gotta get ready to go in a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. You going to Hypnocast tonight? You Lord or?
Oh no, I got other stuff I gotta do. I gotta
Oh,
take
okay.
my daughter. She going to see one of her friends and stuff, and
Oh,
I gotta
okay.
take her to do all that. And then I got some content because I wake up this morning, 5 indie game developers hit me up and gave me like key codes
Oh
to
shit.
try out their
5?
game.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
5 of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
Awesome.
I'm like, so now I gotta play all of them and try to figure all this shit out.
Okay, but
That's a crazy freaking job, though. Too,
before
man.
you go, we do want to give you a chance to show your comic book. I think it was Vampire Nights. Forgive me, I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah,
Vampire
your
Comics,
comic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So I want to
yeah.
give you that option because you coming on here was more beneficial to us. I want you to get something out of it. I mean, I hope we. I like to like the main purpose is like we to let everyone know is Yugen Lord did say this, and we've been saying this for a while on DragonCast about we don't want to cover the culture war, and I know Yugen Lord probably has heard it from everyone else about support, but I do want to appreciate him coming on and sharing the conversation with us. He is a bigger channel. He's been around for a while. And seeing a bigger channel, seeing what we're seeing, a smaller, humble channels and chats and mods that we're sick and tired of eating the same thing over and over again. We want to see something new. I think it's refreshing to have this conversation with people. I do want to say thank you. If you have to go now, I will give you the reins to share your screen and show your stuff a little bit. But for everyone else, Saturday Night Hypnosis is starting soon, so I would ask that you wait until Mutant Lord is done showing his probably saying the wrong word, but give him his shameless plug. Let him sell his comics and where
And
you
you
can
know
find
what,
them
real
and all that.
quick, even though we strayed off topic a little bit a few times, we stayed on the topic of video games, and that was awesome.
Yeah, we didn't even
Yeah.
I still want to cover the Rise in the 80s IP, but if you get to go, I understand. So I'm gonna give let me see how I can do this. I'm gonna give Mutant Lord the reins. Just give me a moment to figure this out, okay?
Oh yeah.
No, that's not it.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Okay, Mutant Lord, I'm going to move myself off this thing. You go ahead and share your screen, and I'll send it up there so you can do your little thing.
Okay.
Actually, let me do it this way. Let's do it this way. There. That way people can see your beautiful mug.
Yeah.
So if you want to share your screen, just let them know, because I know you have a Kickstarter out. You want to share anything?
Oh,
This
yeah.
is your time.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm gonna be quick because the Kickstarter is already done. We finished. We did the Kickstarter in January. The campaign had ended February 13th. So right now we in the fulfillment stage. Well, yes. But anyway, my name is Mugen Lord. I started my own comic book company called Venus Orion Comics. My brothers Strike and Keo, they got their own t-shirt company, so they create all of my merchandise and everything. So they created my shirt, they created my hoodies and everything like that. But yes, I started Venus Orion Comics back in 2021. During the time we had the pandemic and the lockdowns and everything. And the name of the comic book series from Venus Orion Comics, the first comic book series, is called VK, Varion Killers, Vampire Killers. The idea essentially came from an idea that we had in the past back in 2005, where my brother had a best friend who was a photographer and would use my brother and them as test subjects because he was a photographer student to get better at his pictures and stuff. So my brother used to take pictures and everything. And then one day, when I came home for like fall break from college, I would go around there and take pictures. I used to have like a replica katana. I used to wear all these goth clothes for the picture. And then my dad had seen the pictures and said, yo, you guys like urban vampire hunters and stuff. And then my dad was like, yo, VK, Varion Killers, Vampire Killers. And we was going to make it into like a live action YouTube series back in the day. And it never happens because me going back and forth, to college and coming back. So we just never found the time. But it was during the pandemic where this idea just came to be. And I took all the photo shoots that we took from years ago and met this artist on Fiverr. Her name is Jessica. She's from the Philippines. And I had her take those pictures and draw them into anime characters. And then that's where the idea came in. Now, if people don't know, I always wanted to be a game developer. That was my initial idea ever since I was young. I just grew up with gaming and everything. So the idea started to come in where my dad said, hey, man, maybe we can make this into an anime. I mean, animation is expensive. It costs so much damn money to do animation. So I like, how about I start off with comic books first and then build my way up to gaming, start my own gaming studio, and then eventually get to animation and everything. And that's where the birth of Venus Orion Comics came in. And then I was like, okay, it's time to get to work with this. So with the campaign and what the story is about with VK, it's about three vampire hunters. They're brothers called the Draven brothers. And what happened is one day they wake up into this laboratory and they lost all their memories. So what happened was this vampire named Alan Fleck, who's also known as the Flamebringer. He attacks the Penn Institute where the Draven brothers were at because he was looking for this item of interest. What is this item? Well, this item you want to wait and see as you follow the series. But anyway, it ends up leading to the death of Lionel Washington and Rosalie Baxter, which are the two scientists and mentors of the three brothers. They were killed. So what happened is after they had died, Varion Keller, which the series is named after, Varion Keller, Vampire Killers. He's also he's a I guess you would say a veteran or a vet when it comes to vampire hunting. He shows up at the Penn Institute facility. Why did he show up? Well, also he works for this organization called Third Echelon. If you want to know what Third Echelon is, you want to compare it to something, think about S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever like that. Well, anyway, one of his colleagues named Dreadbiller was killed because he stumbled upon a conspiracy that ended up leading to his death. And when he died, he had left a dead man switch on a thumb drive for Varion Keller to pick up where he left off. And the information on the thumb drive led to the Penn Institute where he meets the Draven brothers. And he ends up recruiting them because he saw the potential in them. And he promised them that, hey, I'll train you to become the strongest vampire hunters as possible so you can get your revenge. But in return, you got to help me figure out this conspiracy. So Varion Keller leads this group called the Retributes, which is other members as part of the group. So in the city of Neodelphia is where all this takes place. And I'll be all day with trying to explain what Neodelphia is. But yes, there's a conspiracy going on. The Draven brothers and Varion Keller is now trying to figure out what this conspiracy is. Now, the problem is the chapter that starts with chapter 1 only focuses on the oldest brother first, which is Hezekiah Draven or whatever. And AKA his alias is called Young Wrath. Now, the reason why it only follows this brother in the first chapter is for the fact is that Hezekiah Draven and Varion has been bumping heads is because Varion been so invested in trying to solve this case or solve the conspiracy that got his friend and his colleague killed more than trying to help the Draven brothers get their revenge and find Alan Fleck because Alan Fleck went ghost. No one knows where he's at. So since Varion haven't been holding his end of the deal, now Hezekiah Draven has been getting frustrated and now he's going off doing his own thing. Now, one of the members is part of the group of the Retributes. His name is Techlock, which is their tech support guy and the guy that creates their weapons and invent your weapons and stuff like that. And he goes to Techlock, and Techlock, he told Techlock, like, yo, you're going to help me find where Alan Fleck is. So because of his expertise, he ends up finding out that it's this chick named Jasmine Mitchell who has some connections to Alan Fleck. And now young Hezekiah Draven is on his way to find Jasmine Mitchell to find out where Alan Fleck is. So the question is, what's going to happen once he meets this young lady, and how will this affect the rest of the chapters ahead? So this is chapter 1 of VK, and it's going to be 10 chapters in the first arc. This is one of many arcs. This arc is called Shadows of Ascension. So there's 10 chapters. This first book is 28 pages of story. And of course, chapter 2 is already going to be in the works in June. All 10 chapter scripts are already done. So once one book in campaign is done, we're going to start moving on and start getting the next book developed. So this campaign had already went by. It was a pre-order campaign, was because I paid my artist to finish and develop the book before I decided to do the campaign. So it was not a crowdfunding campaign where you give me money so I can pay my artist to draw the book. No, I took the risk, paid it out of my pocket, paid a shit ton of money out of my pocket to get this done. And on top of that, all you guys had to do was just pre-order, put money down, and that money that I received from the Kickstarter is used to get the books printed up and to also cover the cost of packaging and shipping and send it out to you guys. And the campaign was successful. I needed $4,000 and ended up reaching $7,000. And a lot of that is also, I think, the HypnoCast. You guys came through, showed some love and support. And also, there's 4 covers. This is cover A, which was $15, and you can also get it. You was also able to get it digital for $5 by itself, standalone. But if you buy the physical, you get digital for free. So this is cover A, $15. And then we also had cover B, and this is by its rarity. Cover B was $20, and cover B for VK is always going to be like this series face portrait. So this is Hezekiah Draven. I haven't figured out which face portrait I want to use for chapter 2, issue 2, whatever like that. But yeah, so people who want to collect the different face portraits, here you go with this. And then of course, we have cover C. This was $25, which has Hezekiah Draven on the front cover. And then Jessica, attention to detail, she even drew the back of them. She got the front of them and the back of them. So it's the monochrome color. But the most popular one that everybody had pretty much pre-order was cover D, which is like the manga type of cover. And when you open it up and you open the full thing, you get a full wrap. So it shows both sides. So it shows Hezekiah Draven and Techlock himself over there. And then it shows Jasmine Mitchell, who's the girl that he's looking for. And then this other person named Nolan Brett. So you'll find out what's the big deal when it comes to him. And then also the whole goal of cover D, which would be the theme for VK, where in cover D you always get a full spread, and cover D will foreshadow events either in the chapter or future events. So I will leave little clues that you can find and figure it out and everything. And also when you open it up, it's fully colored, fully colored. And of course, I went with a high quality print, which means it's glossed, and the gloss brings out the color. It pops out the words and the colors even more. So yes, this is the style that I wanted to go with. My artist Jessica had done a really good job with this, and she's been a blessing to me. We've been working together for 5 years. I'm the writer, she's the artist, and this is the first of many other comic book series. This VK kicks off my shared universe. This is phase 1. VK kicks off phase 1, where I have a bunch of other characters in different series within this shared universe. And phase 1 is called the Foundation. It pretty much introduces the various and the many different mechanics that shapes the universe and how everything works. And I just gotta say, man, I'm just so happy that a lot of everybody had came out and showed support. What you see in the back right here are my other characters from other series. You got Ultra Squad X that's in back of me right here, and then you got Jake Pierce over there. I can't talk about the one, that green poster over here, because that's pretty much a spoiler for future events and stuff. And then, of course, in the back of me at the bottom, which I also have right here on my arcade stick that I got custom made. What you see here, here's some characters from my other series. Now, right here, this is like my Avengers or my Justice League team called the Valiant Ascenders. So these are characters from different comic book series who will eventually all going to come together. And you see Hezekiah Draven right there. He's right here. But yeah, other characters. You have Hezekiah Draven. You have Burnout. You have the big guy in the back named Rupture. Then you have the guy in the front named the Great Samaritan. Then you have the elf chick. Her name is Siona, the Die Star champion. And then you have the guy in the blue helmet. He's my speedster. His name is Adrenaline. And then you have the chick with the cape. Her name is Princess Adex. So yeah, they'll eventually will come together. They're from their own separate comic book series that you guys will eventually get a chance to read for yourself. But yeah, man, that's essentially it. The campaign was successful, and we'll be doing. I already got the money from Kickstarter, and I printed off. I sent out the money to go print the books. The books will be here, and I believe by the 20th to the 25th. So all the books will be here, and I'll begin fulfillment. Those who missed out on the pre-orders, my website will launch around maybe May or June. Once that happens, I will have an online store for those who missed out on being able to pre-order. Now you'll be able to buy chapter 1. But the only difference is these covers right here. These covers was campaign exclusive. So since the campaign is over, you won't be able to get these covers. These are rare covers. You won't be able to get these covers if you missed out on it. So that's the end of that. So the only cover that's available, which is always going to be reprinted, is cover A. But there will be a store cover, so there'll be cover A and a special store cover that's pretty much exclusive to the store of like that. So you have a chance to pick up either cover from the store when the website launches around maybe May or June or whatever. So you still have a chance. And I'm also going on tour at conventions. I will have my own booth, so you'll be able to catch me there. And plus, if you catch me at a convention, you'll be able to get cover A. Instead of for $15, you'll be able to get it for $10. So it'll be $5 off. And then there will be a convention cover, which is a special cover that's going to be for $20 or whatever like that. So you'll be able to have a chance somehow or some way. And also my merchandise got tumblers. This is what my brothers had made. Hezekiah Draven on here. I love this tumbler. I also have mugs of VK as well. So we do mugs, I got hoodies and everything. And also we do mouse pads. Got a mouse pad of Hezekiah Draven, mouse pad for VK. And you was able to get that on the campaign, but those will be also available at conventions. And when my website launch, you'll be able to buy those. And I also got this too. Got a wallet with the characters and everything. We do wallets too. We make wallets and everything. So everything is done in-house. And yeah, man, that's essentially it. It was a fun campaign, and I really appreciate you guys allowing me to be on this platform to get a chance to talk with you guys. And yeah, that's it. It's all Blair. Here we go. Thanks.
Sorry about that. My son was talking to me.
I gotta say one thing, man. I love creativity, man. Yo, shout out to you, Mugen Lord.
Thanks, man.
I'm gonna say that was the best buy my book thing I've ever had.
That was.
I mean, if you disagree with me, then I guess
I'm not gonna disagree with you.
I'm gonna prefer. I guess you would prefer.
I may not get
Buy my book. Buy my book. Buy my book. Buy my book.
But you might have it sold on a coffee cup. I collect coffee cups like that, so I have to take a look at that.
And Bugle Lord, I actually built fight pads myself for arcades.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, because what happened was that it's a lot of work connecting wires and making them LED and stuff like that. And I also I don't like the Hayabusas. I'm a Sandwhite Denshi guy. I like changing the bolt top on it. Do you know they also have a thing that you could remove it? If you go to this website called arcadeshockers.com, you could also get the thing. It's like a shaft that you actually pull it out for you to put it away. You could take the bolt top out with the whole thing out and just put it away so nobody can be able to use it. and put it in the backpack. And then when you
Oh, wow.
decide to play with it, you can put it back in the arcade fight pad and be able to use the bolt top again and fight, which is like a removable bolt top with the shaft. So it's pretty cool. You can also change the inside. I had changed the inside of the Senwa Den sheets and put like custom springs. And it's kind of like a little shaped square that you put at the bottom of the arcade joystick. Not a square, but like a circle, but they actually make the directional when you actually do the Hadouken with Ryu, it actually comes out smoothly, like direct.
Yeah, bro. I just got into like the whole modding thing because when I bought this,
you could mod the joystick on that.
Yeah. Because what happened was like this is the first time I ever done something like this because it was this website that does face plates. So I sent them the artwork and then they made the plate and they sent it to me. And it was the first time I actually opened up, an arcade stick and taking out the original buttons.
It's good to learn that.
Yeah. And the problem was it was putting this ball. I had got a Sanwa ball top and I had so much trouble putting this back because when I put it back, it wasn't reading any of the movements. I'm like, what the hell did I do wrong? It was something about the spring it was something that I did.
It's a spring. It's a spring that gets you have to get the quality ones. If you go to Arcade Shockers, you get the strong version. You get the golden springs. They're the best ones. They're a little stiff at the beginning, but once you break them, man, it becomes your best friend. Like I'm gonna tell you right now.
I modded that too. In the back, my arcade went up, and I had got the hap sticks.
That's
that
dope.
I bought. Yeah, hap sticks with the Sanwa buttons and everything, and it was my first time. Like me and my dad.
It's fun building it. I built mine in 3 weeks.
It's rewarding. Very rewarding.
345,000 video games, almost close to 500,000 video games in that machine. By the time I play all those games, I'll be dead. I got every single fucking Nintendo game in there: Sega Genesis, PlayStation. I got PSP in there. I have MAME. I have Fireburn Alpha. I have every single game in there. And guess what? If shit goes down with the video game industry, I got backup to play games in there. Yep. I also got always, no matter what, make a secondary hard drive. Clone that hard drive to the next one, so if that one breaks down, you have an extra spare. Trust me on that one. And I'm using a PC inside there, but with a Raspberry Pi program.
Yep. I'll
start learning 10 times better, bro.
Yeah, Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, Raspberry Pi program on the PC, and it's not running. I don't know what
that is.
Okay, so the Raspberry Pi is a little small computer that you use to emulate video games. Okay, so it's like I use SD cards, or you could use a hard drive now. Before you could never use a hard drive years ago, but now you could. So they got the Raspberry from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the new one is 1. I got is 5. So I got the 5 one with 80. It depends. Like there's 2 versions of each. There's the 4 gigabyte RAM and the 8 gigabyte RAM. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you right now, it's worth it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having all those games in the computer, you can use the Raspberry Pi, use it as a capture card, and there you go. You pop them in there and stream them how you want it.
Now I'm going to point out that I let everyone know that Saturday Night Hypnosis is starting, but we're if the panelists want to continue on, we will still continue on.
I gotta get ready to go.
Yeah,
man,
it was a great honor, sir, for coming on.
We appreciate it. Like I said, we're all small fry, man. It's good to have you.
I say this to everybody. I say this to everybody. Everybody who gave me a chance. I said the same thing to Dash. I said the same thing to Cassie. All you guys who gave me a chance to be on the platform. Don't worry, I got you guys, because when I start getting my podcast up and started, I'm gonna start inviting you guys on, so my audience get a chance to get a taste of you guys. And I plan on being a big YouTuber someday, so you guys will always have access to me, no matter how big I get.
I just don't know your YouTube channel. That's the thing.
Thanks, man.
And mods, if you're still here, because I know most of my mods are Hypnosis as well. Please make sure to put his Twitter, his Twitch, all his socials in the chat so he can get some of our
my channel's Moving Lord. My channel's Moving Lord. Just youtube.com/Moving Lord.
You don't just gonna go look it up. They'd prefer clicking a link. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm trying to find you on YouTube, and it's been you only have to.
I put it in private. You can check in the private now. I put it there for you. So you can just click on it, take you straight there.
Can you send it to Lavistro?
Yeah, I have it.
I have it, but Sonia's gonna be putting in the chat. And also shout out to Sonia. She's been out here. sharing out the links and
Oh yeah,
engaging with the
appreciate that.
chat.
Thanks, Sonya.
She
Appreciate
came to my show this morning, actually, when I was playing Split Second, man. And I was like really happy seeing Sonya there and hanging out for a little bit, you know, because I normally come to her stream when I'm at work and I got nothing else to do. So I'll be seeing Sonya playing her Mario games, which is a fun thing. And I was like, hey, Sonya, how you doing?
See, now I'm
You know what I'm
subscribed to
saying?
Sonya's channel, but I never get notifications that she's streaming. Never.
It says YouTube sucks.
I need to start
it
putting
does.
Sonya. I keep forgetting to do so, but I need to start putting Sonya up on my channel because she streams games. And Mugen Lord, not channel, Discord. You'll also be on there as well since you were a guest on our show. For everyone else, if you want to know what I'm talking about, there's a link pinned in the comments to my Discord. If you haven't joined, it's a small Discord. Don't expect something big like Bigot Versus, but we're trying to grow and we try to find people that promote games, not just culture war content.
Nah, I
so
don't like
find
culture.
other game set streams. But yeah, so you'll probably get some more viewers from my end because basically, like we said, the culture war is pretty much over. Now we're going back to how how things were in the beginning. Now hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah.
But it's time to move on. Even the audience, even the community is getting tired of culture war content. So
yeah, we wanted to talk about something different because the thing is, for me, the culture wars is toxic. It's dividing people getting mad and rage bait with each other. It just sucks, and I'm tired of hearing it every day about the same shit. If one content creator talks about it, the next one's gonna talk about it, and the next one's gonna talk about it. I'm like, yo, come on, bro. I'm hearing the same shit from the previous guy before. I was like, fuck that, not for me. I'm tired of it, so I decided to do my own shit.
Well, I think it's also important to promote like good games,
Exactly.
so that like developers know what gamers actually want.
Promote good games, or if you're doing like me, you'll still try a game, and if it's bad, you'll sit there while I'm playing it. I'll sit there and go, "This game sucks. I ain't gonna finish playing this game." And I'll turn it off.
I rented and Ray. You could ask my viewers on this one when we streamed Jedi Survivor, the sequel to Fallen Order. I ranted and raved how they did the Darth Vader battle. I'm not going to spoil it.
Hey, I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm
not going to spoil it. Don't worry. I'm not Fallen Order. I thought the Fallen Order version of Darth Vader battle was good, but the Survivor.
Oh no, yes, Survivor.
Survivor. I was fucking pissed.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say I ranted and raved for that. I think people just watch me to see when I'll finally snap.
I'll let you know what I think when Vader shows up in my game. I need to pick that game back up again.
Yeah. For everyone else, I don't know how this is gonna work because I gotta figure this out. But we're if the panelists want to stay on and we continue on with the 80s discussion, we're gonna take an intermission real quick because I do gotta check out the Dragon Link. And Mugen Lord you to leave if you so wants. Mugen Lord, you're always welcome to come back. We see you on and you want to come on the show, just
no problem, man. You court me at the right time because this month is a busy month for me. I got my birthday coming up this month.
Wait a minute. When is your birthday?
March 28th. I'll be 38.
Mine's on the 15th next week.
Yeah. Oh wow. My daughter
crazy.
My daughter's on the
birthday, fellas.
Talk about March Madness.
Yeah, my daughter's on the 20. My daughter's on the 26th. She'll be 16. So it's gonna be busy.
That's where I have an advantage. My daughter's been on her own for 8 years now, so I don't have any of that no more.
I still got a while to go. My son hasn't even hit the double digits yet.
My daughter's 17, going to be 18 in December of this year. So that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Time flies so fast, and I'm getting gray hairs. I'm already bald.
I still think back to when my daughter was first born. My ex-wife, she was still Air Force. She was still in the Air Force. My daughter was born at Eglin Air Force Base, but they didn't have the facility to take care of her. So my daughter's first plane ride was on a medevac flight 2 hours after she was born to Biloxi, where they had the care unit for her. She was born, an umbilical cord was wrapped around her neck, and she had to be resuscitated and brought to life after she was born. So it was touch and go. But, all these years later, she's off on her own now, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, guys, I get ready to go, man. I had fun. Definitely would like to do this again, man.
Hey, you're welcome
Man,
anytime.
anytime, man. You more than
Even
welcome
if you
to
have
hang
just
out.
one subscriber, you're still welcome to come here.
Yep.
Yeah, of course, man.
Another thing is, I gotta find his YouTube channel so I can subscribe to
Yeah.
him because
I'll,
I don't use
if you
Twitch.
can't
I don't
find
use
it in the
Twitch.
private chat, I'll send it to you in the DM.
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
use Twitch if it kills me.
You're getting too old. You can't even
hate
handle
Twitch.
social media now.
I think I'm going to take off too.
Okay.
Get up out
All
of
right,
this
man.
chair.
Yeah. I'm feeling kind of out of it, but I'll stay if you need me.
Tonight I'm doing Graveyard Gaming.
Yeah, well, we don't have to continue on. It's just we did have the 80s discussion, but I think we had a good stream. So if y'all want to call it quits, I'll just do the outro.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sonia posted all the links to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you,
you.
Sonia.
Thank you.
We
You
love
can
you.
find
You
me
guys
by-
are welcome to come by again as well. If y'all still, if, like I said, I credit y'all as panelists, not just guest stars. But I'll try to give an interview, special guest show of each and every one of y'all too. Probably Dash Tech be first because he was the first one that came on my show. Then Dan, then Bo, after Cult Classic Cage. So that being said, before we leave, let's do our shout outs and shell outs. Bo, what's going on with you next week? How can everyone find you?
Well, you can find me under the same name you see up on the screen, Vet Gamer Bocephus. My channel is mostly about playing games. Every now and then I might put up a short video of what I think about a game when I finish it, but I play a lot of Conan Exiles, Fallout. I think I mentioned at the beginning that I'm trying to make a TV show out of Fallout 4 as best I can. It's pretty cool, I think. But I'm also getting into Monster Hunter and a few other games. I like to try different games. So sometimes I'll stream one and then I may not stream it again for a month because I got so many games I want to stream and play. So some I stick with the most are Conan Exiles, the First Descendant and stuff. So you're welcome anytime. You don't have to be a vet. You don't have to be Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines or anything. You can come by even if you've never been in the military. But my channel caters to military, I'll tell you that. Anybody that's ex-military, of course, will always be welcome. And we talk about anything on my channel. It doesn't matter if it's culture war stuff or not. My channel's not about culture war. It's just about gaming and having fun, but we'll talk about anything.
Yep. And that's awesome. And I do watch his both. I watch every last one of y'all streams as I get a chance.
So do I.
Because it's kind of hard being a single parent, but I do try. And I'm also making my own videos. Like we all have the same problem.
Yeah,
but
we all have schedules.
I would definitely, if you like Conan S style games and Big Booba, you probably would like to try and watch some of that Gamer Bocephus's videos. That being said, speaking of Big Boobas, Furious Dan, the furriest Dan I've ever met. I'm gonna give you that. Ever since you came out with that, showed me that avatar back on Stark of Iron show, I started mispronouncing you Furious Dan. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna roll with it. That being said, what are you up to?
Well, tonight I have a gaming stream at Graveyard Gaming, and I'm just praying I don't fall asleep like I did last night, which I woke up on Toasty's panel with offline people, which is a shame of me, but which is funny. Yeah, it happened. I had a rough week, being busy, dealing with all the errands around the house and work and all that stuff. And earliest day I got up was on Friday, which is on 4:30 to go to work and start at 6. But during the week, I stream mostly from either 7 o'clock or 7:30 at Retro Overkill, which is at Furious Dan 3086, and you can follow me at Wolf46782 on X, and I also working on process with the Rumble stream, which is at Furious Dan 45 at No Rivals with a different logo for Rumble. So that's about it. Like I said, you know how it is. We love gaming, and this how we supposed to do is play games and talk about games. And if you guys want to talk about different stuff, you're more than welcome to talk about it too. Just try to stay away from the culture wars because it's getting sick and tired of it.
And Dash Attack.
All right, you can find me by just typing Dash Attack VTuber and looking for at Dash Attack VT on X. I've been playing lots of Unicorn Overlord, and I will probably be playing Unicorn Overlord again, probably like later on, like so it doesn't cut into Hypnocast. And during this week, I don't really have any other like plans or shows like coming up other than like, playing games, and I'm not close to beating any of them, but I have a lot of games I really want to get to.
Mm-hmm. And I'm obviously Lavistro, the Dragon of Cyberspace. You can find me every night streaming currently Dead Rising at 11:15 Central, 11:15 Eastern, 10:15 Central, right after every Hypnocast show. You'll find me modding Hypnocast as well. You'll find me on DragonCast and videos throughout the day covering games and everything else. Since we're over time, I'm not going to be showcasing any upcoming games because we had a guest on, and it was a great conversation.
Oh, Sonia, thank you for advertising my Kick too.
Yes, and I'm also monetized on Kick. Finally, and I hope you all liked it. I hope every viewer out there likes the new avatar. You'll be seeing this in Lavistro Plays and DragonCast. I do want to point out some final thoughts before everyone goes. So, regarding today's topic, why don't we start in reverse? Dash Tech.
All right. Today's topic, I mostly like agree with you guys. I think like it is time to like maybe like simmer down on the culture war, but I'm going to remain like vigilant just in case. But like, I've always thought it was important not to get fully sucked in, because then like, then you're just miserable.
Mm-hmm. Furious Dan. See, I was trying to say Furious Dan. I was trying to say Furious Dan. I ended up saying Furious Dan anyway.
I'm gonna say it in Spanish. Furioso Dan. Okay.
Yo hablo español.
No, okay, we're gonna teach you Spanish. I am Furious Dan. Okay, what you said for my final words? Stay positive, keep on gaming, and just stay out of trouble.
And Bo, because I can't say the whole thing.
Yeah, like what Dash said, you gotta keep right, because the people, I guess you'd call them the right, they have the same tactics as the left, and I think we're all in the middle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Looks like it.
So you can't let either side encroach, and I think there are, let's face it, there are bigger channels than us that cover the culture war that we can resonate with, that I'm a fan of, like Hypnotic and a couple others. But there are so many other bigger YouTube channels out there, keeping the vigilance on that stuff. We can focus more on the positive side of things about gaming.
I kind of agree and disagree with you, but only with you say the right. Because to me, regardless if they call themselves the right or the left, they're all the same to me.
Yeah.
They're basically just another tribe. And you can be Republican, Libertarian. I don't give a shit. You could be Democrat. You could be a communist. I don't give a shit. The thing is when you come into the sphere as a normie, as a tourist, or as a gamer, whatever the case may be, you keep your politics at the door to celebrate the love of gaming.
Exactly.
If you want politics, but I suggest something like, where's he out here? There he is. Noise pollution. He could use some views. He has some interesting takes. Just don't mention My Little Pony to him. Just don't.
Well,
trust me on this one.
Noise pollution.
We don't need to go into what he does.
He's an owl.
Yeah, but anyways, I do believe that we are. It is important to focus on what's beyond the culture war, and I think we had a very, very stimulating conversation about the future of gaming, the future of content creation when it comes to gaming. And as you can see, there's multiple YouTube channels, content creators like Just4, Mugen Lord, and others as well who share those same sentiments that you can watch out for. That being said, it's time to reclaim gaming, and I wish you all a happy gaming. and a good night.
All right, y'all take it easy. See you next time.
All right. That was fun. We're still live?
I'm trying to end this stream.
Oh.